with a Generac standby power system from the Generator Supercenter. Financing available, payments as low as $100 a month. GeneratorSupercenter.com. That's GeneratorSupercenter.com.
660 AM, The Answer. 660 AM, TheAnswer.com. Is anybody out there paying attention to what's going on in this country, in this state, and in this city? We know one man who is. You got questions? He's got answers. This is The Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to The Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. I just fired. Was that a mispronunciation of a word? Is that what you're dealing with there? I just fired up YouTube live events. YouTube live events. You can watch us on TV if you want to. Not a really good wardrobe today. It was, I feel kind of like an American idiot because it's my Green Day. Get it? Green Day, American idiot? Don't know? That was pop culture-ish. Putz.
Now the 90s.
Oh, man.
90s pop culture.
You're listening to The Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Our telephone number is 866-660-5759. We can't talk about Susan Rice without talking about the mainstream media. And we can't talk about the mainstream media without talking about CNN. And we can't talk about CNN without talking about the fact that this once proud news network is about to disappear completely from the ranks of those credible sources where we find out what's going on. They may never recover. It takes a long, long time to recover your credibility once it's lost. You don't believe me? Ask the people at WorldNet Daily. Grabian News has a piece on CNN tonight that says this. CNN goes on rampage against Susan Rice bombshell, instructs viewers to ignore the story. Don't be deceived by your own lying eyes. Look away. Turn away from the news. It's wrong. Sealing their fate as a leftist progressive propaganda outfit. Since the news broke yesterday that the Obama administration's national security advisor, Susan Rice, directed the unmasking of NSA intercepts of Trump associates, CNN has raced to shoot down the blockbuster report. CNN Tonight's Don Lemon went so far as to announce he would ignore the news at all costs. Why? Because he's a leftist progressive wannabe politician. He is not a newsman. He's a progressive. CNN's Chris Cuomo claimed it was demonstrably untrue that Rice sought surveillance of the Trump team, even as that's exactly what yesterday's reports prove. Over the last 24 hours, the network has also repeatedly called on its chief national security correspondent, who was also a political appointee to the Obama White House, Jim Sciutto, to dismiss the reports as a non-story. Sciutto, who dismissed the reports, Sciutto has even excused Rice, claiming ignorance of the unmasking scandal 2 weeks ago, arguing Rice was not aware what unmasking Representative Devin Nunes was referring to. There's so much unmasking of American citizens in the Obama administration. Who could they possibly be referring to? What? Oh, you meant the people that I unmasked from the Trump administration? Or did you mean the people that I unmasked doing talk radio? Or the people that I unmasked that are 501c3 applicants from the IRS? Which of the Americans that you want me to unmask? Are you talking about here? On Tuesday's Newsday today, anchor Allison Camerata openly pleaded with Senator John McCain to write off the news as unimportant. Last night, Lemon began CNN Tonight with an announcement that Rice reported a fake scandal ginned up by right-wing media and Trump, and he would not be baited into justifying it with coverage. This, by the way, follows the playbook that was tried by the Russian government when the Kursk sank. Vladimir Putin ended up in a room full of angry husbands and wives, mothers and daughters of submariners who had died in the Barents Sea, being yelled at because everybody knew that they were lying. On this program tonight, we will not insult your intelligence by pretending it's legitimate, nor will we aid and abet people trying to misinform you, the American people, by creating a diversion. Not going to do it. That is the epitaph of CNN. We are not going to aid and abet people trying to misinform you, the American people, by creating a diversion. We're not going to do it. We are sure that the Trump campaign and transition team spoke with Russians. We are sure they spoke with Russians. That's the story here. What did they say? They spoke with Russians. But, yeah, what did they say? They spoke with Russians. Oh. Is it illegal to speak with Russians? They spoke with Russians. I'm sorry, but is that illegal? They spoke with Russians. What part of that do you not understand? Is that a crime? We are not going to stand. I am not going to engage in this conversation with you. Go away. Sciutto also claimed the story was ginned up to distract from Trump tweeting that the Trump Tower was wiretapped, when in fact communications were picked up through ordinary NSA surveillance. It's not that the Trump Tower was being wiretapped. Trump Tower was simply under surveillance. Can't you see the difference? It's not wiretapping. Wiretapping is when the government makes it possible for a government agency to listen to what's going on in a building. What's surveillance? Surveillance is when governments listen to what's going on in a building. What's the difference? I'm not going to sit here and aid and abet you to help you to distract the American people from the story. The Trump campaign spoke with Russians. Did they make deals? They spoke with them. Were they trying to sell the Statue of Liberty? They spoke with the Russians. It was ordinary NSA surveillance. That's not wiretapping. Sorry, did you have a warrant? No, it was just ordinary NSA surveillance. Oh, you don't need a warrant for ordinary NSA surveillance. Oh, no. It's just, it's what they do with everyone. Oh, that's great. Yeah. Everyone in the United States. Yeah. You don't see that that's a story? A story of what? Again, to a note by senior intelligence officials who work for both Democrats and Republicans, this appears to be a story largely ginned up, partly as a distraction from this larger investigation, Sciutto told Anderson Cooper, explaining that someone close to Ambassador Rice told him this type of unmasking is not unusual. Well, it certainly wasn't in the Obama administration. In another appearance, Sciutto even attempted to excuse Rice from claiming to have no knowledge of the unmasking that she's been caught orchestrating. From her perspective, she didn't know what specific unmasking Devin Nunes and others were talking about, in part because that is something that she asked during the regular course of her work as a national security advisor. I do know from speaking to people yesterday close to her that she doesn't know specifically what Devin Nunes and others accused her of when it comes to unmasking, because that was something that was just in the set of her regular course of her job. Then why did she specifically ask for Trump personnel to be tracked through the spreadsheets coming out of this supposedly simple, ordinary NSA surveillance? The Trump team talking to the Russians. Okay. In another appearance, Sciutto also set up something of a straw man, arguing that the unmasking story is not important because unmasking is not leaking. Wait until they find out who the leaking was done by. During an interview with Senator John McCain, CNN's Camerata plainly tried nudging the Arizona senator into dismissing the Rice bombshell. Camerata, quote, "Okay, Senator, I want to move on to other news of the day, and that is, as you know, the Trump White House has talked about what they see, or they say they see, as a national controversy of the former National Security Advisor Susan Rice unmasking a name, someone on Team Trump, that was somehow caught up in some incidental collection of intelligence. They say this is a controversy. It shows she has done something wildly out of bounds of normalcy. Is this business as usual for a national security advisor to ask for a name to be revealed, an American name, if she wants to know more? Or is this some sort of controversy?" It depends on who the person is, Ms. Camerata. You see, if the person that you're trying to excuse here, if that person is Joe Schmo from Kokomo, don't you know? If he's Joe Schmo, probably not a big deal, because nobody really cares. However, what if that person that she's keeping a spreadsheet on, what if that person just happens to be a Trump operative working in the Trump campaign before Election Day, and then working after Election Day in the Trump transition team? You see, that's a different story altogether. Okay. I don't see how CNN recovers from this. I mean, this is going to get worse and worse and worse and worse. And CNN is going to have to eventually, they're just going to have to eat crow, and they're going to say, we got it wrong. And then it'll be a decade before CNN has anything to do with what's real in American news, if they ever succeed in restoring their credibility. This is the Wells Report.
What if you could have an experience of a lifetime this year, something that goes beyond the mundane and gives you a unique perspective, not a vacation, an opportunity to change your life? Hi, Mike Gallagher here. A timely and important expedition to the Holy Land of Israel awaits you. Make plans now for the Stand with Israel tour happening this fall. Join me on a 9-day trip to Israel that will offer you firsthand insight into Israel's fascinating past and promising future. We'll introduce you to the geopolitical, economic, and security dynamics of a truly remarkable place place. Get a behind-the-scenes view into many of the places you've read and heard about all your life, all during Jerusalem's 50th anniversary. The Western Wall, Jerusalem, the Dead Sea, and so much more, with expert guides, important lectures at key sites, all in the comfort and safety of first-class accommodations. Look forward to something special this year. Stand with Israel for the details about this all-inclusive trip happening October 22nd through November the 1st.
Look forward to something special this year. Stand with Israel. For details about this all-inclusive trip happening this fall, visit 660amtheanswer.com.
Hey, it's Mark Davis. You know how much I love all the locations of Dallas Gold and Silver Exchange. Dallas, of course, northeast corner of LBJ and Preston, Euless, Southlake, Arlington. Let me focus on Arlington for a moment, because right now, the Arlington location only of Dallas Gold and Silver Exchange, amazing spring cleaning clearance sale. On West I-20 near the Parks Mall, over $2 million in inventory to sell. They're selling jewelry below dealer price. Sale is incredible. What's on sale? Fine jewelry, engagement rings, gold and diamond earrings, bracelets, necklaces, fantastic watches from Citizen, Seiko, Bulova. You'll love it. Dallas Gold and Silver Exchange. See all the locations at dgse.com, but the spring cleaning clearance sale is Arlington location only. West I-20 near the Parks Mall. Dallas Gold and Silver Exchange. Great prices, gold and silver investing. Learn more at Dallas Gold and Silver Exchange, dgse.com. Check out all the locations, Arlington sale included, dgse.com.
I'm Aaron Katz. You might remember me from my radio show or my company with Little Red Trucks. Have you ever wondered why some people suffer from irrational fears like fear of heights, public speaking, or needles? For example, needles used to make me sick until I fixed it. It's because most irrational fears are created from a traumatic experience. It's a form of PTSD that affects many people. The good news is that fears from PTSD can be controlled, and you don't need a lot of prescription drugs or years of therapy to do it. As a certified NLP practitioner, I've learned how to help people eliminate their fears and change their lives. I do it by setting positive and negative triggers and activating them simultaneously. The positive neutralizes the negative, and it doesn't affect you any longer. It's the same as combining red dye and blue dye. The red and the blue both disappear, and it leaves purple. If you or someone you know has an irrational fear that's limiting them in some way, I can help. Visit my website, littleredtrucks.net. That's plural, Little Red Trucks, and it's .net. Let's get to work.
Hey, it's Mark Davis from my friends at Patriot Mobile. So Trump won and Republicans controlled Congress. Great. But it seems like the battles are more intense than ever. What can we do? We can do business with people that share our values and people who donate accordingly. PatriotMobile.com/Mark. PatriotMobile.com/Mark or 1-800-A-PATRIOT. Big mobile companies, the folks you've probably been doing business with, they donated to Hillary. They donate to the left. You got to cut that out. 1-800-A-PATRIOT or PatriotMobile.com/Mark. Not just talking the talk, walking the walk. 10% off to all military and veterans, first responders, and their families. You get a free Galaxy S5 or a free iPhone 5S, unlimited talk, text, and data for just $45 a month. For more details, 1-800-A-PATRIOT. They'll waive the activation fee with promo code MARK, or just go to PatriotMobile.com/Mark. 1-800-A-PATRIOT or PatriotMobile.com/Mark. Stand up for what you believe in. PatriotMobile.com/Mark.
Speed Queen washers and dryers, built for commercial use and now available for the home, are designed to last over 10,400 cycles or 25 years. But if you're an overworked, multi-kids 10 loads a week kind of laundry doer, these machines may only last 20 years, even with Speed Queen's commercial quality metal components. So, buy a Speed Queen knowing you may be in for a mere 20 years of continuous use. Visit us at speedqueen.com.
Mattress shopping? You've probably noticed that the big box stores are constantly running sales. That's what you have to do when you're selling price instead of quality. At Sovereign European Sleep Systems, they don't have sales. Why? Because the quality of their product is as consistent as their pricing. So if you want a truly great mattress at a very reasonable price, you should consider the Sovereign mattress. A healthier, more durable, more comfortable mattress at a very reasonable price. Sovereign European Sleep Systems in Dallas and Southlake. Learn more at SOVN.com.
Learn a little something at the start of your day. The Mark Davis Show. Mornings 7 to 10 on 660 AM. The Answer. The Wells Report. A daily good old-fashioned North Texas barbecue of anybody trying to take advantage of us on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to The Wells Report. My name is John Inbal. Telephone number is 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. And so, the case is being made against Susan Rice. She has arguably broken the law based on what we know already. The piece that was missing was filled in today when intelligence agencies are now talking about spreadsheets requested by Susan Rice asking for the interactions of Trump personnel. If this was a national security issue, she wouldn't have asked for anything having to do with Trump personnel unless they were plotting something against America, which would have been caught by the people that were actually doing the surveillance of the foreign agents and would have never gotten to her except as a memo saying, oh, by the way, this happened. These people are under arrest and they're currently being interrogated. So there's no national security issue involving Trump personnel, which makes it political, which makes it illegal. You don't get to spy on your political opponents if you're the president of the United States or you work for the president of the United States. And if that's not true, then someone owes a big apology to Richard Nixon. Is that where we are? Eight 5759. Eli Lake at Bloomberg wrote an explosive piece that set the political world on fire for a few hours yesterday. Lake detailed how Susan Rice, President Obama's national security advisor, sought to unmask the identities of Trump campaign transition members and his campaign. The pattern of Rice's requests was discovered in a National Security Council review of the government's policy on unmasking the identities of individuals in the U.S. who are not targets of electronic eavesdropping, but whose communications are collected incidentally. Normally, those names are redacted from summaries of all monitored conversations and appear in reports as something like U.S. Person 1. Rice herself has not spoken directly of the issue of unmasking. Last month, when she was asked on PBS NewsHour about reports that Trump transition officials, including Trump himself, were swept up in incidental intelligence collection, Rice says, I know nothing about this. I was surprised to see the reports from Chairman Nunes on that account today. Unfortunately, that all came crashing down around her when intelligence community people started testifying that, yeah, she indeed did know all about it and had been doing this for over a year. My fellow Americans, this is proof that if you're very, very, very good, you can run a game for a very, very, very long time. But if you're not very, very good, the game will catch up to you. And that is exactly what has happened. And not only is it going to take down many people in the Obama administration, it's also going to take down CNN. They're done. This is the Wells Report.
Hey, if you need to sell your home without all the headaches most people experience, hey, Sean Hannity here to tell you that after years of buying, selling, investing millions of dollars in real estate, that all real estate agents do not operate the same way. Now, what makes the difference between a home selling fast and for top dollar and one that sits on the market for months and doesn't even sell at all? Well, you have a great American right in your backyard that I trust if I needed to sell my home. I'm talking about Josh DeShong of Josh DeShong Real Estate at Keller Williams. He services the entire Dallas area, attracts hundreds of buyers every week. He sells a home on average every 20 hours. Now, Josh spends thousands of dollars every month and creates demand for your home, which makes it sell faster and for more money. Now, you risk nothing, since at any point, if you're not happy, well, you can get out of the contract free and clear and pay nothing. But trust me, that's not going to happen. Don't play games with your home. Call Josh now at 972-325-6644. That's 972-325-6644, or online, getsold.net. That's getsold.net. And you can start packing.
Hi, folks. I'm Frank Manzeri, owner of Statewide Remodeling. I keep talking about high-tech bath remodeling, and the phone keeps ringing with homeowners wanting more information. 90% of all bath remodelers use sand grout. It's sand, cement, and water. We know it's the first thing that fails in the wet area of your bathroom. It cracks with the least bit of movement. It grows mold and mildew, and when you try to clean it, you're just wearing it down. Statewide uses a proprietary product that has 4 main ingredients: Microban, which eliminates mold and mildew; latex for flexibility; Kevlar for strength; and a built-in sealant. We guarantee our grout for as long as you own your home. So when you think you're getting a great deal from the 2 guys in the truck you hired to do your remodel, I suggest you start saving up for when you'll have to do it again. Or you can call Statewide Remodeling and get it done right the first time. We offer 100% financing, and if you call for your free design consultation now, celebrate our 23rd year in business, we're giving 23% off the price of the project. The number to call is 888-270-7095. That's 888-270-7095, or anytime online at statewideremodeling.com.
Hey, it's Hudson. I've had so much success with soda weight loss. My friend Darla is on the program. Darla, tell them about what's going on with you.
Oh my goodness. For me, soda was a life changer. I have been fighting with that 15 pounds for literally almost 10 years since my last baby was born. And now it was easy. They weighed me. They showed me what my body was like. They told me what would work for me. And within weeks, it's gone. In the past, when I had big things coming up where I was really nervous about how I was going to look and the clothes that were going to fit me, eat a little here, not eat, skip meals, finally get to almost where I needed to be, still felt pudgy. This time I didn't do any of that. I ate the proteins they gave me, and truly it's worked all the way around. Soda has changed my life.
Call and schedule an appointment today. 1-800-800-5080. 1-800-800-5080. Always online, SOTAweightloss.com. And find out for yourself why soda is state of the art.
State of the art. Woohoo!
If you're a CPAP user, soap and water cleaning may leave harmful bacteria, viruses, and mold that can make you sick. That alone will keep you up at night. Until now, SoClean.com is the world's first and only automated hands-free CPAP cleaner and sanitizer. SoClean kills 99.9% of all CPAP germs without soap, water, harsh chemicals, or even equipment disassembly. And now you can try it risk-free for 30 days. Call 1-800-953-4545.
SoClean changed the CPAP experience for the better. My health has improved. It's simple to use, and I'm not worried about infections.
SoClean's revolutionary design makes it easy to clean your CPAP and protect you against CPAP-related illnesses. Plus, SoClean works with all popular CPAP devices to clean them in minutes. It really is that easy. Don't risk your health. Call SoClean.com now to try it risk-free for 30 days. Call 1-800-953-4545. This offer won't last. Call now. 800-953-4545. 800-953-4545.
Warning. If you're drowning in debt you can't afford, do not let the credit card companies trick you into thinking that you have to pay it all back, because you don't. What the credit card companies don't want you to know is that there's actually a way to get debt-free without paying off your entire debt or going bankrupt. If you have $5,000 or more in credit card debt, you now have the right to let us settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. For free information, call Credit Associates now. 1-800-700-0299. We'll even show you how much money you could save. If you can't afford to pay off all your debt, do not let the credit card companies trick you into thinking that you have to. Call Credit Associates now for free information on how to get debt-free faster than you ever thought possible without debt consolidation or bankruptcy. We depend on your success and offer a guarantee, so there's no risk. For free information, call now. 1-800-700-0299. That's 1-800-700-0299. 1-800-700-0299.
Saying I don't know is no longer acceptable. This is 660 AM, The Answer. The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. The Wells Report on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Our telephone number is 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. Mark Davis is going to show up tomorrow morning bright and early, say around 7 o'clock. Let's find out what he's got planned for us. Mark, what is it?
Hey, JD, happy Tuesday night. Okay, guys, think about it. At the time of the Trump tweet about Obama wiretapping Trump Tower, didn't you think that something would come out that would indicate some level of Obama White House attention to Team Trump? Well, that day has arrived. Susan Rice should be under oath tomorrow so we can know what she was looking for and why she was rifling through various intel data points during the election season and transition. A huge news week continues to unfold. Tomorrow morning's Mark Davis Show. Join us for a Wednesday, 7 to 10 a.m. right here on 660 a.m. The Answer.
Thanks very much, Mark. I appreciate it. 866-660-5759, 866-660-5759. Don't forget, by the way, that Trump, the first 100 days, is going to be discussed with Mark Davis, Mike Gallagher, yours truly, John David Wells, and Texas Senator Ted Cruz at the Eisman Center, April 18th. It's coming up very, very soon. You got to get to 660amtheanswer.com and get your tickets. They're $19, and they're going fast. I think we're just about out of them. You need to make sure that you get your tickets. Get your tickets.
And you have a chance to ask
also, by the way, you'll have a chance to fill out a form and ask a question that we could answer on stage. So please do that. We'd love to hear what you, we're there for you. We want to answer your questions. Okay, so make sure that you indeed go and do those things. By the way, there is a VIP reception that is $135 for you to join us, and you'll get to meet Ted Cruz, and I'll be there, and Mark will be there, and Mike will be there, and we'll all be there. We'll all look forward to seeing you, maybe take some pictures. It'll be fantastic. Attorney General Jeff Sessions has ordered the Justice Department to review reform agreements the Obama administration made with police departments across the country. It's the latest move to boost law enforcement morale and independence. The new directive, as well as a bid to reconsider an agreement in Baltimore that former President Barack Obama's lawyers made, are signs the Trump administration is planning to scale back the number of investigations into law enforcement misconduct and revisit deals negotiated by the prior administration's Civil Rights Unit. Sessions' memo demands the Justice Department review all its prior police reform agreements, including collaborative investigations and prosecutions, grant-making, technical assistance and training, compliance reviews, existing or contemplating consent decrees, and task force participation in order to ensure they are fully and effectively promoting the principles of the new administration. Some law enforcement groups are hailing the move amid recent complaints that restrictions on police have emboldened criminals. Chuck Canterbury, president of the Fraternal Order of Police, the largest police union in the United States, told Fox News the FOP approves of any review that would benefit the departments and the men and women of law enforcement. The Attorney General's approach is to assist, not hinder law enforcement, and we support that directive. The International Union of Police Associations, which supported Sessions' confirmation, said they are taking a wait-and-see approach on the review. Already, though, Sessions' steps are stoking fear and concern in local communities about police departments not having proper oversight. Sessions' memo was released about the same time the Department's civil rights lawyers asked a federal judge to postpone a hearing on a sweeping police reform agreement between the Baltimore Police Department and the Obama administration. Baltimore Mayor Catherine Pugh and its police commissioner, Kevin Davis, said they were surprised by Sessions' request for a delay and strongly opposed it. Pugh and Davis worked with the Obama administration and reached an agreement meant to repair public trust in the police and curb violence. Much has been done to begin the process of building faith between the police department and the community it seeks to serve, said Pugh. Any interruption in moving forward may have the effect of eroding the trust that we're working hard to establish. Like in Baltimore, the DOJ has negotiated multiple former reform agreements with cities called consent decrees, which are overseen by a federal court. There were consent decrees in 14 departments under the Obama administration. In the past, Sessions has expressed skepticism about the role of federal government in local law enforcement, and it's unfair to criticize police department cultures from afar. Sessions argued in his two-page memo, while local control and local accountability are necessary for effective policing, it is not the responsibility of the federal government to manage non-federal law enforcement agencies. Absolutely correct. During his Senate confirmation hearing, Sessions said that there were concerns that good police officers in good departments can be sued by the Department of Justice when you just have individuals within a department that have done wrong. He also said lawsuits undermine the respect for police officers and create an impression the entire department is not doing their work consistently with fidelity to law and fairness. We need to be careful before we do that. Under Obama, the DOJ opened investigations into more than 24 police agencies, including Baltimore, Ferguson, Missouri, Cleveland, and Seattle. Most of the police incidents investigated by the Obama administration uncovered patterns of abuse and racial discrimination. Vanita Gupta, who ran the Civil Rights Division under Obama, told the Associated Press the request for a delay is alarming and signals a retreat from the Justice Department's commitment to civil rights and public safety in Baltimore. In Chicago, Mayor Rahm Emanuel and Police Chief Eddie Johnson issued a joint statement pledging to continue their work on existing plans to reform abuses in the city's police department. Strangely enough, that's what Attorney General Jeff Sessions wants cities to do. Isn't it weird that in Chicago, Rahm Emanuel and Police Chief Eddie Johnson would actually be paying attention and do what Jeff Sessions is attempting to get other police departments to do? The federal government has no business managing your police agency. By the way, Chicago was the subject of a scathing Justice Department report in January. Then Attorney General Loretta Lynch and Chicago police had repeatedly violated the Fourth Amendment through a pattern of practice of use of excessive force. No kidding. Madhouse. Absolute madhouse. On another note, border enforcement veterans told lawmakers that fencing along the U.S.-Mexico border has been absolutely critical in reducing violence, drug smuggling, and illegal entry. This in testimony boosting President Trump's call for a Texas to California wall. Ronald Colburn, former Border Patrol Deputy Chief, and David Aguilar, former Acting Commissioner of Customs and Borders Enforcement, testified to the Senate Homeland Security Committee about their experiences in the Bush administration when the first fencing was implemented. That, by the way, was done by a friend of the Wells Report, Duncan Hunter. We had Duncan Hunter on the air a lot. As a matter of fact, the bill that they're using to build the wall now was Duncan Hunter's bill passed years ago. Just so you know. Colburn also served as chief of the Yuma Border Patrol sector, a stretch spanning southwestern Arizona and southeastern California. It was part of Operation Jumpstart, which began in 2006 with the construction of a border fence. Before the fence, the sector recorded 2,706 drive-thrus where illegal immigrants crossed the unfettered border with a contraband of drugs and people. Of those, Yuma Border Patrol captured just 13. The rest all got away with no idea what or who they brought in, said Coburn. Yuma had become the most dangerous part of the border. Colburn also cataloged more than 200 attacks by border bandits, gangs who would prey on their own, sexually assaulting, robbing, and murdering Mexican migrants. But once the fence was installed in 2006, violent bandito attacks went from 200 to 0. The implementation of the fencing barrier also cut the number of so-called drive-thrus from 2,706 to 6. Yuma became the proof of concept that America can protect and control its border when the proper mix of resources are placed almost instantaneously. By 2008, Yuma sector arrests of illicit border crossers and traffickers had dwindled from over 138,000 to 8,363. That's unbelievable. Those statistics are unbelievable. Colburn, who has long supported the idea of physical barriers at the border, called fences critical, saying it marked our border our line in the sand. Aguilar agreed that physical barriers at the border are an integral part of an enforcement system, but acknowledged that challenges remain. He cited environmental considerations, eminent domain, tribal autonomy. The Tonaho O'odham Nation occupies 75 miles of the U.S.-Mexico border. The noted issues will have to be taken into consideration, but it's important to note there is nothing more destructive to environmentally sensitive land and communities than the uncontrolled illegal flow of people, vehicles, smugglers, and criminal organizations. The placement of fences and determined infrastructure in previously uncontrolled parts of the border have actually allowed for the rejuvenation of areas that had previously been devastated due to heavy illegal pedestrian and vehicular traffic. This is all real. This is what we voted for. These are the results so far. In 2015, DHS installed 353 miles of primary pedestrian fencing, 300 miles of vehicle fencing along the U.S.-Mexico border, which Aguilar said improved detection and surveillance capabilities, dropping migrant apprehensions from 1.7 million in fiscal 2000 to less than half, 408,870 in fiscal 2016. We've done much to secure the border. There is much more to do, said Aguilar. DHS Secretary John Kelly will testify before the Senate Homeland Security Committee tomorrow, one day after the deadline for companies to bid, design, and create President Trump's border wall. The plan comes to face intense Democrat criticism as lawmakers warn the costly project would be an unfair burden on taxpayers. As if the tens of billions of dollars that are lost every year because of illegal immigration aren't a burden on the taxpayers. Do Democrats think even the slightest little bit before they speak? At all? I guess they don't have to if you've got CNN out there refusing to report any news that might be true. I don't think there's anyone in the Senate who doesn't want our border to be secure. Ranking member Senator Claire McCaskill, the Democrat from Missouri, said, but the wall that President Trump has promised could cost nearly $70 billion. That's $200 for every man, woman, and child in the United States. $200, huh? I'll put $600 into the deal. That's me, Susan, and Colt. How about that? Who's with me? Democrats worried about overspending? Can somebody explain that $5.5 trillion that was spent in the first 2 years of the Obama administration, please? You worried about $70 billion just doesn't ring the bell for me. Still trying to figure out where all that money went. Anybody have any idea? Sessions is trying to work to be able to get the police departments to have enough power to be able to do their jobs again. The fence is moving forward. The president had words today saying, look, if you're not ready to start work in 90 days, don't bid on the job. Do not bid on the job. If you are going to, by the way, do the job, you're going to use American steel. There's also something else you're going to use. And I wonder what that means. What is it that President Trump wants the contractors building the wall to do? What is it? You know what? I'll have the answer for you coming up in just a moment. You're listening to the Wells Report. This is 660 AM The Answer. Tuesday night in progress. Headed towards midnight. The 4th day of April, year of our Lord 2017. Thanks for listening to us tonight. We appreciate it. 866-660-5759. Get you through to 660 AM The Answer.
At any time in Texas, it can feel like the change of the seasons. But I'll tell you what, as we work our way into springtime, Abacus Foundation has been serving North Texas with the highest quality foundation repair solutions for 17 years. And with a warmer temperature and additional moisture, oh my, the foundations can be rocking and rolling. So if you got cracks in the sheetrock or doors that are sticking, call Abacus Foundation Repair at 972-406-9000. 972-406-9000. These are the people I call. These are the folks who have been to my house. These are the folks who will not give you a foundation job you don't need, but will tell you exactly what's going on. Now, if you do need a new foundation, you get the Millennium Composite Pilings, the strongest, and folks at Abacus are the only folks offering it. And get this, $1,000 off any job with 10 pilings or more. AbacusFoundationRepair.com. Lifetime warranty, transferable, 972-406-9000, 972-406-9000, or AbacusFoundationRepair.com.
Have you checked your Google search results lately? Search results are usually the first impression that people form of you or your business, so make sure that they create a positive impression with ReputationDefender.com. What the internet says about you can have a big impact on your life and your livelihood, even if it's not true. Fortunately, you can now control how you look online and in online search results with ReputationDefender.com. Call 800-827-5948 now. That's 800-827-5948 for your free reputation analysis. If you have negative material from an ex-employee, upset patient, or former client, newspaper article, legal issue, social media, or other source showing up in your search results, you can combat it with ReputationDefender.com. Our dedicated experts in patented technology can help make your online search results look their best. Call 800-827-5948 to learn more. 800-827-5948. That's 800-827-5948. Or visit ReputationDefender.com.
Hey, it's Mark Davis. You know how much I love all the locations of Dallas Gold and Silver Exchange. Dallas, of course, northeast corner of LBJ and Preston, Euless, Southlake, Arlington. Let me focus on Arlington for a moment, because right now, the Arlington location only of Dallas Gold and Silver Exchange, amazing spring cleaning clearance sale. On West I-20 near the Parks Mall, over $2 million in inventory to sell. They're selling jewelry below dealer price. Sale is incredible. What's on sale? Fine jewelry, engagement rings, gold and diamond earrings, bracelets, necklaces, fantastic watches from Citizen, Seiko, Bulova. You'll love it. Dallas Gold and Silver Exchange. See all the locations at dgse.com, but the spring cleaning clearance sale is Arlington location only. West I-20 near the Parks Mall. Dallas Gold and Silver Exchange. Great prices, gold and silver investing. Learn more at Dallas Gold and Silver Exchange, dgse.com. Check out all the locations, Arlington sale included, dgse.com.
Terminix 1 to Terminix 2. I've discovered the secret location of the termite colony. I'm moving in.
Roger that. Need backup? We have a team 10,000 strong.
I'm going in alone. Must take termites out before they cause more destruction.
You could be outnumbered 1,000,000 to 1.
At Terminix, we like those odds.
Don't let termites invade your home. Once they start, they are relentless, eating every minute of every day. Termites are never satisfied, so take immediate action. Call Terminix at 1-800-300-4711. As America's leading termite control provider, Terminix will do whatever it takes to stop termites in their tracks with a 100% satisfaction guarantee. Termites never stop trying to get in. Terminix never stops working to keep them out. And if they ever come back, so will Terminix.
Mission accomplished.
Termites reported on Park Street.
Let's go. Not a moment to lose.
For a free termite inspection, call the experts at Terminix. Defenders of Home. 1-800-300-4711. 1-800-300-4711.
30-day money-back guarantee at participating locations.
As an entrepreneur, you're always on the go. So turn your mobile phone into a business phone system with Grasshopper, the entrepreneur's phone system. Make and receive business calls using our iPhone and Android apps. Get a new business number or keep your current one. Forward your calls to any phone and even get your voicemails transcribed. Join over 250,000 small businesses who stay connected with Grasshopper. See how it works at grasshopper.com, the entrepreneur's phone system.
Are you a real estate agent? Are you earning less than you wish you were? Are you open to the idea of having some help with that? I'm Bob Leffler, the owner of Fearless Agent, and I will be having a live event in your area soon. Go to fearlessagentlive.com. This will be 3 solid hours of amazing training on the skills, schedule, and systems that our fearless agents use to finally earn what they should. Go to fearlessagentlive.com now and let us turn you into a fearless agent. That's fearlessagentlive.com.
660 AM. 660 AM. The Answer. 660 AM, theanswer.com. The Wells Report. Must hear radio on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. And so, what are you going to have to do if you're going to be a contractor on a government job? Well, you're going to have to use American steel and American products to build whatever it is you're going to build. You're also going to have to use Americans. The Justice Department warned employers to not discriminate against U.S. workers by overhiring foreign workers under the H-1B visa program. Acting Assistant Attorney General of Civil Rights Division, Tom Wheeler, said in a release at the Justice Department that we will not tolerate employers misusing the H-1B visa process to discriminate against U.S. workers. U.S. workers should not be placed in a disfavored status, and the department is wholeheartedly committed to investigating and vigorously prosecuting these claims. I said it and said it and said it. The government of the United States is impaneled and empowered to take care of and operate in the interests of the people of the United States, not green card holders, not H-1B visa holders, American citizens. That's the job of the American government. And I don't care how many people say that illegal immigrants or illegal aliens are more important to America than American citizens. I happen to disagree. And I think you should too, by the way. This is the Wells Report.
Hey, it's Mark Davis for my friends at Simple Sleep, inviting you to make 2017 the year for a healthier you with healthier sleep. Snoring is not just evidence that, hey, you're really sleeping soundly. It is evidence that there's something the matter. It's an interruption. Sleep apnea is a barrier to the proper amount of air, oxygen, getting to your heart, getting to your bloodstream. Let's fix this. Surgery will fix it, but who wants surgery? CPAP device, big old helmet and hose. Now keep going. Simple Sleep Services offers the best way. The Somnodent device. It's what they did for me. Simple oral appliance. You pop it in, kiss your wife goodnight, and boom. Silent night. Even when it's not Christmas. No CPAP, no surgery, just simple sleep. Great people to deal with. Insurance covers it. Dallas and Fort Worth. Let's call them. 469-685-1700. 469-685-1700. If you don't want surgery and the CPAP thing's a deal breaker, 469-685-1700 or simplesleepservices.com.
Warning, if you've recently declared bankruptcy, you're going to want to cover your ears, because there's an alternative to bankruptcy, and it could be better than you'd ever think possible. But if you've already declared bankruptcy and have missed this opportunity, you'll want to cover your ears now. Here it is. Right now, the company that has resolved more credit card debt than anyone in the U.S. may be able to settle your debt too. You could resolve your debt with one low monthly program payment. If you call right now and qualify, Freedom Debt Relief will show you how low your monthly program payment could be for free. Call now. 1-800-600-1356. That's 1-800-600-1356. If you're struggling with debt, this could be your answer. And the bigger your debt, the more money you could save. To find out for free how much of your hard-earned money Freedom Debt Relief could help you save, call now. 1-800-600-1356. 1-800-600-1356. 1-800-600-1356.
Chris Tomlin presents Worship Night in America. Chris Tomlin. Big Daddy Weave, Phil Wickham, Zach Williams, Mosaic MSC, and speaker Jason Barton. Don't miss this amazing night as the church joins together. An awakening event from the Awakening Foundation.
Coming April 21st and April 22nd to Verizon Theater at Grand Prairie. On sale now. Get your tickets at AXS.com.
This is 660 AM, The Answer. A service of Salem Media Group. NASDAQ as SALM, KSKY, Balch Springs, Dallas, Fort Worth. 660 AM, The Answer.
Fox News Radio, I'm Karen McHugh, saying she leaked nothing to nobody. Former Obama National Security Advisor Susan Rice is under fire for having unmasked Trump officials caught up in surveillance of foreign targets. California Democrat Senator Dianne Feinstein.
I don't find anything surprising in this at all.
GOP lawmakers say Rice should be questioned under oath. Is President Trump's crackdown on illegal immigration working?
The head of Homeland Security, John Kelly, says in a written statement, the number of illegal immigrants arrested after crossing into the U.S. plummeted from 58,000 in February of this year to 12,500 in March. This is no accident, according to Kelly. He gives President Donald Trump the credit for the low numbers. The president continues promising to build a border wall between the U.S. and Mexico.
Fox's Heather Curtis, another ballistic missile launch for North Korea. Fox News, we report, you decide.
660 AM, The Answer.
Hi, folks. I'm Frank Manzeri, owner of Statewide Remodeling. You know, if you're considering replacing the windows in your home, you probably know there are a bunch of companies to choose from, and we all got good things to say about ourselves. But you have to read between the lines. Do they have a showroom where you can see full-size displays? Do they manufacture their own windows? Or do they buy them from a manufacturer and you get to pay the additional markup for the middleman? Are their windows designed for Texas climate? Or do they have one-size-fits-all? And lastly, what's their warranty like? They all look good when they're new. I'm happy to tell you that Statewide Remodeling has a showroom where we manufacture our own windows that are designed for Texas climate and have the longest warranty in the industry that includes workmanship for as long as you own your home. It even covers glass breakage and screen damage, and our prices won't break the bank. We offer 100% financing and discounts for cash on completion. So if you're ready to get new windows from a company who's been in business for 23 years, call us now in celebration of our 23rd anniversary. We're offering 23% off the price of the whole project. The number to call is 888-270-7095. That's 888-270-7095.
Policies issued by American General Life Insurance Company, Houston, Texas. Not available in all states. For details, visit AIGdirect.com.
Do you have a family? Would you like to help make sure they'll be taken care of if anything were to happen to you? If you answered yes, you probably need life insurance. Now, do you think life insurance is expensive? If you answered yes to that too, you definitely need to give AIG Direct a call. We could find you a $250,000 policy for just $14 a month, which means you could save hundreds of dollars a year. Call us now for a free, no-obligation quote. 1-800-400-5008. Since 1995, we've helped millions of people find out if they could save up to 70% on their term life insurance. See how affordably we can help you protect your family. Call AIG Direct now for your free quote. 1-800-400-5008. You could save up to 70%. That's 1-800-400-5008. 1-800-400-5008.
I have actually been on Balance of Nature for a year now. I have MS, and I recently had an MRI. This is the first year that I've had a stable MRI, so I'm thrilled. When I have an MRI with MS, usually there are glowing spots that come through, which is damage on the nerves in my brain and my spinal cord. And when they're glowing, it means they're active. And then my last MRI, they pulled it up, and I honestly couldn't believe that it was my MRI. There was nothing glowing. And in fact, the dark spots were shrinking. They were healing. And the doctor actually said to me, I think we're in remission. I was so happy. I had no idea that that could be my reality.
The new challenge will allow you to receive 2 months of Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies free. And we'll even ship them to you free. Call now for details. Call 1-800-246-8751. Or go online to balanceofnature.com. Use promo code 660AM.
Ready and reliable, anytime, night or day. When your plumbing's got problems or your drains are clogged, that's when you need AAA. You go to AAA-auger.com.
Is your water heater tired from the winter? With the increased load on heaters during colder seasons, minerals and sediments accumulate at a much faster rate in the tank itself. Flushing your water heater now will go a long way in maximizing the life of your tank. So for a limited time only, Reliable Red and his crew of professionally licensed plumbers are offering a residential water heater flush service for only $67.50. So call AAA Auger Plumbing Services 24/7 at 877-999-1979. That's 877-999-1979. If you need a plumber fast, call AAA Auger Plumbing Services. Some restrictions may apply. License N37445.
When your plumbing's got problems or your drains are clogged, go to AAA-auger.com.
How would you like to flip a contract on a house overnight for a nice profit? Hi, I'm Nick Fertucci. For the last 3 years, my elite team of house flippers have used my unique 3-step flipping system to reduce risk and make money flipping houses. I'm growing my team in your area, and I'm looking for help. I have more cash available than deals right now, and I can show you how to get up to $350,000 of pre-approved real estate funding. That's right, I said it. $350,000 of pre-approved real estate funding, regardless of credit score. Interested candidates, call now and get an inside peek of my flipping system. I'll rush you out a free copy of my Fortunes and Flipping CD kit that will show you how to get in, get out, and get paid when you come join my team.
Call 1-800-615-6017 now to get your free Fortunes in Flipping CD. Call 800-615-6017 now, and you'll also get free tickets to a live training workshop that includes a free meal, free smartwatch, power charger, and USB drive loaded with powerful information as free gifts just for attending. Call 800-615-6017. That's 800-615-6017. Call now. It's time to honor our veterans with the Patriot Mobile Veteran of the Month. 660 AM The Answer joins with Patriot Mobile to spotlight a veteran each month. If you know a veteran who deserves such an honor, then go to 660amtheanswer.com and nominate them to be Patriot Mobile Veteran of the Month. Winners will receive a Crossroads Diner gift certificate and an award from Patriot Mobile. Plus, they'll have an opportunity to come to the studios to meet Mark Davis and John David Wells. Go to 660amtheanswer.com to nominate your veteran. That's the Patriot Mobile Veteran of the Month.
660 AM, The Answer. 660 AMTheAnswer.com. Is anybody out there paying attention to what's going on in this country, in this state, and in this city? We know one man who is. You got questions? He's got answers. This is the Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Our telephone number is 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. Do you remember healthcare? Remember healthcare, how it was, dead in the water, they could just move on to tax reform?
I mean, that lovely thing we talk about all the time?
Yeah, the thing that we were talking about day after day after day after day.
For 8 years?
Yeah. And then they got to the point where they could actually do something about it, and then the Republicans blew it.
We're going to pass a bill to find out what's
again. Yes. Yeah, Connie Burton was a state senator that we introduced yesterday. She is fantastic, by the way. If you get a chance to listen to the Connie Burton interview, it's yesterday's podcast. What was it, the second hour? Hour 2? You got to listen to that because she's awesome. All right. Anyway, she said that the Republican Party put 30 bills into either the Senate or on the president's desk, President Obama's desk, to repeal Obamacare. But when they had a Republican president, when they had the Republican House and they had the Republican Senate, they didn't do it. They're still trying to work their way through it. They're coming up with different ways of doing it. It is, as Speaker Ryan said, the way legislation gets done. It is ugly, but this actually is the way it's supposed to work. A top conservative group backed a potential framework for a new health care bill being floated by Vice President Pence as the White House began counting Republicans to take another shot at what they're saying in this copy is overhauling Obamacare less than 2 weeks after they were forced to retreat on their first effort. The Club for Growth president, David McIntosh, told Fox News' Bill Hemmer that despite them working with the House Freedom Caucus to kill the original bill, they could support the White House's latest proposal. The initial endorsement could boost the chances of swaying conservatives concerned the initial bill did not go far enough in replacing the 2010 law. McIntosh pointed to a new proposed provision that would allow states to apply for a federal waiver to opt out of what they see as cumbersome Obamacare regulations, a de facto overturning of Obamacare by the states. Not a bad idea. We have to see the language, see the bill, but if it's there, I agree with Mike Pence. It's a good provision, and the bill could go forward. You see, it wasn't just the Freedom Caucus that didn't like the first bill. There were a lot of moderate House members that said that Obamacare wasn't terrible for them. This would give those states who said Obamacare was terrible for us, like Arizona, Texas, to be able to completely opt out of Obamacare, destroying it for all intents and purposes. But for those states where it wasn't a bad idea and where it was actually working, there were a few, then they could opt to stay in it. Okay? There you go. Pence, who's been pushing the effort, House Republicans met with House Speaker Paul Ryan. This thing has the flavor of a Band-Aid to me. I would much rather that they just go ahead and take that 2015 bill that they put on President Obama's desk and put it on President Trump's desk and repeal it and then come up with something else. They have to pass two bills. That way they have to pass two bills. They don't have to keep passing bill after bill after bill after bill with every moving part. With every moving part, you run the risk of not getting one of the moving parts passed. If you don't get one of the moving parts passed, then the whole thing falls on its butt. I'm not interested in any of it falling on its butt. I'm interested in getting rid of Obamacare. Get rid of Obamacare. Then pass a bill. You see, if they get rid of Obamacare, there's nothing for the Democrats to fight. If they keep trying to quote, overhaul Obamacare, the Democrats will keep fighting. Do away with Obamacare. You can't have a bone of contention if you ain't got no bone. Does that make sense? It does make sense, doesn't it? Yeah. Get rid of the problem. Hello? Sure, there will be Democrats that will not want to go along with whatever's new because they just don't want to go on with anything that isn't perfect or isn't Obamacare. But some will. And that's all you need. Need 8. That's all you need. Repeal Obamacare. Please. I even said please. Repeal Obamacare and then go about your business. Jeez. However, I thought I needed to go ahead and report this to you. Pence and Ryan's meeting came after Pence met behind closed doors with Freedom Caucus members as part of a bid to overcome the opposition that killed the first bill. Also present were Budget Director Mike Mulvaney and White House Chief of Staff Reince Priebus. Freedom Caucus Chair Mark Meadows called it a good meeting, but members said they want to see the offer in writing before getting on board. Smart move. While courting conservatives, part of the bill also looks to allay the fear of moderates. This is what I was talking about earlier, such as the Tuesday Morning Group. While the new proposal includes the ability for states to apply for a waiver from an obligation to insurers to cover essential health benefits, such as mental health and maternity services, the failed bill removed that requirement completely, only later allowing states to reimpose it on their own. The biggest change was pulling the essential health benefits back in, or was putting the essential health benefits back in. That really took some Tuesday Morning Group folks to yes from no. It's unclear whether the new push could gain any more support on the bill. A source in congressional leadership told Fox News the new health care plan may cost more votes than it brings in. Well, yeah, that's always something you can say. It's probably not going to be the case, but it's something you can say if you are trying to make some copy. The issue shows the balancing act the White House has to perform as Freedom Caucus members, Representative Mo Brooks of Alabama, said he remained opposed to the bill and said that states could be allowed or should be allowed to opt out of Obamacare requirements without having to ask the federal government's permission. McIntosh believes that conservatives now have what they want for the bill. The ball is in the court of the moderates. Will Speaker Ryan and the moderates take a yes at this point? Don't know. Do not know. But all I can tell you is that the Republicans will be making a huge mistake if they can't come up with a bill that all of us like. when the bill that all of us like would be to repeal Obamacare, every single word. That's all you got to do. Then, with nothing to fight over, the Democrats can try to work with Republicans to come up with something else. It takes away all the fight. There's nothing to fight over after that. Is this too hard for people to understand? I know it's not too hard for us to understand, but is there some sort of barrier, some sort of like universal translator that takes repeal Obamacare, every single word, and turns it into Is that what it does? Is there some kind of universal translator that takes my words from hey, I'm sorry, repeal every word of Obamacare, and turns it into this in the minds of senators and representatives? If that's the case, then let me explain to those people that hear that instead of what I'm saying. If indeed you don't repeal every word of Obamacare and then come up with another plan after that, when you're back at home freshening your resume so that you can get a job after your job as a representative in government because the voters voted you out, what you're going to hear from your friends as they try to explain how you lost your job is this. Get it? Good. Can you explain to me, now that we've gotten that far, can you explain to me why Republicans just don't repeal Obamacare? Can you explain that to me? 866-660-5759, 866-660-5759. Can you explain why the Republicans have done this? Why we are in this position? 866-660-5759. I'm seriously confused. Why don't Republicans just repeal Obamacare? Is it because they're stupid? I mean, I talk to a lot of Republicans. They seem like they're reasonably intelligent-ish. I mean, like there are some Republicans that I have trouble understanding. Rick Santorum, for example, because he talks so far over my head, I really don't know what he's saying. He runs circles around me intellectually, so I try to do the best I can. Anyway, here's the situation as I see it. The Republican Party needs to quit screwing around and fix their promise. Their promise was to repeal all of Obamacare. Do it. Tomorrow. Pass the bill. Get rid of it. You've gone 2 weeks, nothing happened. You've gone 2 whole weeks, nothing happened. You can get rid of Obamacare and go another 2 weeks and nothing will happen. Hell, I bet you could go 6 weeks and nothing will happen. Maybe as close as 6 months. Nothing will happen. Get rid of Obamacare. There's a great movie starring George C. Scott. It's called Patton. And Patton is trying to get up the road to Palermo. And there's an entire column of his that gets stopped and strafed by German aircraft. Patton goes to the front of the column and finds that there are two mules that decided to stop on the bridge that the column was trying to cross. He shot the mules, threw them over the bridge, and the column continued. You know, that's sort of like the conversation I have with Republicans. I'm the conservative and they're the mules. What is it about them? This is the Wells Report.
Tune in Sundays at noon for the Lifestyles Unlimited Real Estate Investor Radio Show. Join us each Sunday when we discuss the principles and practices of the successful real estate investor. We bring you experts to answer your questions on how to use real estate to build wealth and passive realized monthly income, and teach you the ins and outs of investing in real estate. So tune in Sundays at noon, right here for the Lifestyles Unlimited Real Estate Investor Radio Show.
Join us for the Real Investor Radio Show right here on 660 AM The Answer.
Just look at them, having a great time. To think 6 weeks ago, I was just installed. All it took was one last spilled drink on their old dingy carpet, and they had enough of him. Thank goodness. They got the professionals at Adair's Fine Floors in here, and just look at me. I'm gorgeous. I'm not just your average wood floor. I take crazy traffic like a pro, and it's all because my homeowners called Adair's Fine Floors. Susan and Richard Adair came in, talked to the family, figured out what their needs were, and helped them find the perfect floor to fit their lifestyle. Adair's Fine Floors has a large selection with free sample checkouts, and they chose me. That's not all. Just look around. The coordinating accessories suggested by Adair's Floors. That rug over there? Yep, Adair's Floors. They offer free design and decorating assistance too, giving the home just the right look. Visit adairsfloors.com to get your home started on the right look for you. That's adairsfloors.com.
I used to love wearing dresses and shorts. Then I started getting spider veins, and even worse, those embarrassing, bulging, varicose veins. For a while, I covered up my legs. But then I discovered Vein Clinics of America.
Vein Clinics of America is the oldest, largest, most experienced vein treatment center in the U.S. And for 35 years, they've been the leading expert in the treatment of vein disease. Using state-of-the-art laser and minimally invasive treatments, they can begin restoring the natural beauty of your legs in as little as an hour with no downtime. And most treatments are covered by your insurance.
My legs look great and feel great. I even love wearing dresses and shorts again.
Make sure your legs look and feel their best for spring. Call now and schedule a free fast-track consultation to find out how you can finally get rid of those embarrassing varicose and spider veins. Space is limited, so call 800-300-3388. That's 800-300-3388. 800-300-3388.
Have you checked your Google search results lately? Search results are usually the first impression that people form of you or your business. So make sure that they create a positive impression with ReputationDefender.com. What the internet says about you can have a big impact on your life and your livelihood, even if it's not true. Fortunately, you can now control how you look online and in online search results with ReputationDefender.com. Call 800-827-5948 now. That's 800-827-5948 for your free reputation analysis. If you have negative material from an ex-employee, upset patient, or former client, newspaper article, legal issue, social media, or other source showing up in your search results, you can combat it with ReputationDefender.com. Our dedicated experts in patented technology can help make your online search results look their best. Call 800-827-5948 to learn more. 800-827-5948. That's 800-827-5948. Or visit ReputationDefender.com.
Acme Home Insurance.
Yes, I'd like to make a claim.
What are you wanting to claim, sir?
My water heater broke down.
Sorry, but your homeowner's insurance doesn't cover water heater breakdowns.
So what do you cover?
Home damage from things like earthquakes, volcanoes, a zombie apocalypse.
A zombie apocalypse? But that'll never happen.
But if it did, you'd be covered, sir.
But not my water heater?
I'm afraid not.
But his water heater could have been covered with a home warranty from American Home Shield, plus components of 20 other major home systems and appliances, like its electrical system, plumbing, refrigerator, and more. For valuable free information, call 1-800-300-3861. Home insurance can cover what might happen.
Zombies are coming!
But a home warranty helps cover what will happen.
Now the dryer won't work.
Life happens. Have a plan. Get a home warranty from American Home Shield. For valuable free information, call 1-800-300-3861. That's 1-800-300-3861. 1-800-300-3861.
This is Pete's yard, and Pete's happy that winter's finally over. Still, winter's damage is done and has left Pete's yard withered and weak. Pete knows all he needs is Scott's Turf Builder Lawn Food. It greens and thickens lawns to help crowd out weeds. Guaranteed. Just 2 simple feedings. One now and one later this spring. So Pete can easily take his grass from hungry to healthy. This is a Scott's Yard. Pick up Scott's Turf Builder Lawn Food today.
660 AM, The Answer. If it's important to you, it's on the Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Our telephone number is 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. So you can't figure it out either. Is that what you're saying? I asked you to call me on the telephone and explain why it was that Republicans just don't frickin' get it. And you failed me. You know, this is supposed to be a partnership here. It is supposed to be a partnership. You're supposed to call me and say, no, John David, here's the reason why Republicans are being so idiotically obtuse. And I'm supposed to say, oh. And then I'm supposed to say, Bill, or whoever you are, said that the Republicans are obtuse because of A, B, C, and D. It's the way all this is supposed to work. So where are you? When I'm simply trying to figure out what the Republicans have to be able to do their job, aside from being voted into office over and over and over again. You are supposed to call me on the phone and make it understandable. That's your job. But no, you're doing what the whales did in World War II. Nowhere to be seen. They could have run into German U-boats. Nope. The whales didn't do anything during World War II. They could have swum underneath some of the survivors of the Lusitania, turned over, and that was World War I, but you get the idea. Turned over and let the people just sort of float on their belly. But no. So now you, like the whales, running for the seaweed. I'm shocked. 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. Repeal Obamacare. Just repeal Obamacare. Repeal it. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Just let it go. Coming up in just a couple of seconds. What about extreme vetting? Is it something we should do forever? I don't think that's a bad idea. Let's find out, what do you think? Coming up next, the Trump administration is considering far-reaching steps for extreme betting. I think it's a great idea. You tell me what you think next. This is the Wells Report.
What if you could have an experience of a lifetime, and I mean it, a lifetime this year? Dennis Prager here, and a timely and important expedition to the land of Israel awaits you. Make plans now for the Stand with Israel tour happening this fall. Join me on a 9-day trip to Israel that offers you firsthand insight into Israel's unique past and probably unique future. We'll introduce you to the geopolitical, economic, and security dynamics of a truly remarkable nation. Get a behind-the-scenes view into many of the places you've read and heard about, all during United Jerusalem's 50th anniversary. The Western Wall, Jerusalem, the Dead Sea, Golan Heights, and much more. With expert guides and important lectures at key sites, all in the comfort and safety of first-class accommodations.
Look forward to something special this year. And with Israel. For details about all-inclusive trip happening this fall, visit 660amtheanswer.com for all the details.
Hi, I'm Jeff Stewart with Reliant Air Conditioning. Well, it's that time of year again. The AC business is slow, so here come the crazy gimmicks. Right now, you'll hear the warehouse clearance guy, the free furnace guy, and my personal favorite, the guy who says he'll work for no profit. Because come on, that's just ridiculous. Well, guess who's not going to insult your intelligence with silly gimmicks? Reliant Air Conditioning. We've partnered with your utility provider to offer real instant rebates, up to $1,500 off qualifying systems. When you combine that with up to $3,500 off with Carrier's Cool Cash, you can save over $5,000 on a brand new AC system that can cut your electric bill in half. So call the crazy gimmick guys and then call Reliant Air Conditioning, and you'll see how we've been gimmick-free since '83. Our number's 877-YOUR-HERO. That's 877-968-7437 or online at ReliantAirConditioning.com.
Reliant Air Conditioning. Call 877-YOUR-HERO.
You ever thought you'd like to flip houses but didn't know how or where to get the money? Are you ready to be your own boss so you can start living the good life? Hi, I'm Preston Ely. I used to be so broke. I had my electricity turned off 9 times, but I figured out a way to quit my job and find financial freedom in real estate. For a limited time, I want to send you a free copy of my smash hit selling book, How to Get Rich in Real Estate. It shows you how to copy exactly what I did so you can make money from the comfort of your own home without even doing any manual labor. I've already given away 5,000 books and they're going fast. To get one before they're gone, call 1-800-500-4309. Listen, if you're sick and tired of stressing about money, this book could change your life. It's short, fun to read, easy to understand, and awesome. To find out how to get your free book while supplies last, call 1-800-500-4309. Call 1-800-500-4309. 1-800-500-4309.
Guess who just lost another 5 pounds? That's right, this guy. What's up, friend? I've lost 15 pounds with soda weight loss. I've got about another 10 pounds to go. I want to get about 25 or 30 off of me, so I'm like halfway there. You got to write this phone number down. 1-800-800-5080. I'll give it to you again. 1-800-800-5080. People tell me all the time, dude, I can tell you've lost weight and you've trimmed down. I can see it in your face. I can see it around your belly. And I go, thank you, because according to the diagnostics of soda weight loss, my body fat percentage is gone down. The visceral fat percentage has gone down. That's the fat around your organs. It's not a vanity issue. It's all about being healthy. And maybe you're just like me. It's time to get healthy again. Do it for your health. Call them today. Don't put it off anymore. 1-800-800-5080. 1-800-800-5080. Baby girl, tell them what SODA stands for.
State of the art. Woohoo!
In your business, you trust people who time and time again get the job done. At Indeed.com, we deliver 5 times more hires than any other job site, according to independent research. That's why over 3 million businesses use Indeed when they're hiring, because getting the job done matters. Right now, we're giving new users a $50 credit to post a sponsored job on the world's #1 job site. Claim your $50 credit at Indeed.com/credit. Terms, conditions, and quality standards apply.
Yo, everybody get up! Everybody get up! Everybody needs to understand that I'm more than simply a hype man for this rap group, just like Geico is more than just a company that can save you money. Geico also has fast and friendly claim service, so they can help you when you need it most. And while I do love being a hype man, I also love reading for children's audiobooks. Like Little Bo Peep, she lost the sheep and she don't know where to find them. Yo, Geico. Expect great savings and a whole lot more.
If you've got questions, we've got answers. 660 AM. The Answer. Only for Texas. This is the Wells Report on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. I like this. Foreigners who want to visit the U.S., even for a short trip, could be forced to disclose contacts on their mobile phones, social media passwords, financial records, and to answer probing questions about their ideology. This, according to Trump administration officials conducting a review of vetting procedures. The administration also wants to subject more visa applicants to intense security reviews and have embassies spend more time interviewing each applicant. The changes could apply to people from all over the world, including allies like France and Germany. The measures whose full scope haven't yet been publicly discussed would together represent the extreme vetting President Donald Trump has promised. The changes would be sure to generate significant controversy both at home from civil libertarians and others who see questions as overly intrusive, and abroad, with experts warning other nations could impose similar requirements on Americans seeking visas. If there's any doubt about a person's intentions coming to the United States, they should have to overcome, really and truly prove to our satisfaction that they are coming for legitimate reasons. This, according to Gene Hamilton, senior counselor to Homeland Security Secretary John Kelly. Do you agree? I agree. But what if you're headed to Germany and suddenly you catch yourself in a conversation with somebody going, I'm sorry, what do you do in the United States? And you spend an hour, maybe 2 hours, explaining why you would like to have a visa. You're not going anywhere. You might as well sit down and relax. Now, what President Trump is talking about is basically before you get on an airplane. But mostly the visa getting, I mean, when I flew to Europe, I just flew to Europe. They gave me a visa when I got there. They could have stopped me. They could have stopped me. They could have said, what do you do for a living? I'm a radio talk show host. I do have to ask you about a question that's been concerning us. And what is that? Just exactly who is Dakvis ex-Hogler Lucas? As it turns out, in case you don't know, Dakvis ex-Hogler Lucas is an actual alias of mine. It's not especially hard to explain. It's just that I filled out a subscription to the Las Vegas Review-Journal, and I wrote my name in my handwriting. I wrote my name, John, Jon-David, Wells, and it came back as Dakvis, Dacqvis, Lucas, Lucas.
Ex-Hogler?
Oh, the ex-Hogler part? Well, that came from BJ's Brewhouse. I had one of those cards they give you, where you buy overpriced food. And when you buy enough overpriced food, they give you some free. And my code was AXHGLAR. So I just put an O in it, ex-Hogler, and I used it as my middle name. I wonder if a customs worker in Germany is going to be amused by that story. What do you think? So do you think I'll ever get in the country, or do you think I'd be turned around and sent home? You think? Nah, they wouldn't do that. Although I am a little bit concerned about it. But I'm not interested in that. I want to know about extreme betting. Should we be more picky about the people we allow into our country? 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. Should we impose much stricter guidelines on people wanting to visit America? I say absolutely yes. Why not? I don't see any reason why we shouldn't do that. I don't see any reason why Trump isn't right. I don't think that we, the people of the United States, are taking good enough care of our country. And, oh, by the way, good enough care of each other. Why in heaven's name would anybody in the United States, a naturalized citizen, a green card holder, a natural born citizen in the United States of America, why wouldn't we want to stand up for ourselves and our neighbors more than we do? Why? Why do we let these politicians tell us that they want not just our cities to be sanctuary cities, but they want our states to be sanctuary states? California is trying to do that. Why do we allow it? Why don't we, the people of the United States, stand up and throw these critters out? If they want to live like that, they can go live in Nicaragua. They can go become the president of Nicaragua. In fact, better yet, why don't you go take care of Venezuela? If I was Bernie Sanders, if I was his political advisor, I would tell him to move to Caracas immediately and run for the presidency of Venezuela, because he's a communist. He believes in it. He's a true believer in communism. He's a socialist from the word go. If there would be anybody that could straighten it out, it'd be Bernie Sanders. Jason, why don't we take better care of ourselves, our country, and our neighbors?
Because nobody cares.
Why doesn't anybody care? Aren't we worth it?
Because they only care about themselves. They don't care about this nation.
I don't get it.
Real simple.
I care about you. I care about whether or not you're safe. I care about whether, what do you do for a living?
Well, I drive Uber, and I'm also a clinical hypnotherapist.
Okay, I want you to be able to go safely from Uber trip to Uber trip, and I want you to go safely from client house to client house and so on and so forth during your work.
And I appreciate that completely.
Well, but
this day and age, the kids that we're talking about, the millennials, I talk to them all the time, and they're so engrossed in themselves that they don't care about everybody else. They don't care about the community, because we don't have really a neighborhood community. We don't have that cohesiveness. They're here for a job. They're going to work their job. And as soon as they get a better job, they're going to move on.
I don't understand. Why are we such lousy stewards of this country? Why do we let these idiot politicians spend more time, more money, more political capital on people who aren't here legally? Why do we allow them to do this? Why do we allow them to spend money on these people that I want to spend on my neighbors? If I'm going to spend money on somebody, I want it to be spent on, oh, I don't know, how about a veteran down on his luck? How about that? Instead of a Costa Rican, not Costa Rican, an El Salvadoran down on his luck? I'd rather spend it on a United States veteran down on his luck. 866-660-5759. The Trump administration says we ought to go out and make it more difficult for people to come to this nation. I agree. We need to be more picky about the people we invite here. Don't you agree? Why are we such lousy stewards of this country, this great country, and why are we such lousy stewards of our neighbors, our friendships, our relatives and friends? Richard in Saginaw, welcome to the Wells Report. Hello.
Hi, John David. You know, if you can take a step back and kind of get a wider angle on this whole thing, to me, first of all, we don't really incur any blame on this. We're being forced to do this. You know, there's certain groups of people that want to come here and create mayhem and to sort those people out of the mix and deny them entry. And you know, although we're speaking of legal entry at this point in time, you know, it all bundles up into the whole immigration picture, where the thing that baffles me the most is that a lot of the people in this country just don't get the fact that whether they come here with bad intent or come here without permission, you know, it's breaking the law. And
well, why don't we do something about it, Richard? Why is it that we just sit here? Well, I mean, I realize that we are doing something about it. We elected Donald Trump.
Right.
But does Donald Trump know for a fact that we agree with him when it comes to, say, for example, extreme vetting? Like what I'm talking about right here. Do people send stuff back, upstream to the president? I mean, you know, he is on Twitter. I'm pretty sure that you can tweet him, and I'm reasonably sure that at least somebody in the Trump administration is going to see it.
Well, I believe that most people think that something different has to be done. You know, there evidently is. That's where the major portion of the debate is, you know, exactly what and to what extent. And that is kind of a tricky question sometimes, but it needs to be done.
I get it. I get it. It does. We need to be better. We need to take better care of our country, better care of our neighborhoods, better care of our cities, better care of everything. Now, look, if there's a bunch of people listening to this radio broadcast in California and they want San Diego to be a sanctuary city, or they want San Francisco to be a sanctuary city, as long as you can deal without federal money, by all means, go do it. But you're going to do it without federal money. Because if you're going to ruin your city, and if you're going to become a place for illegals instead of Americans, if you're going to do that, then you're going to do it without our money. Isn't that fair? Jarrell in Fort Worth, Texas. Hi.
How's it going?
Good.
Well, I was going to make a comment quickly about, you were saying, why do we not, take better care of our neighbors and take better care of our country?
Right.
And I believe personally that it's a lack of education. I mean, people don't realize that what they think and what they do make a difference in their communities and in their country. So therefore, they focus on themselves. That's a big issue, I believe.
You know, that makes good sense, Jarrell. I mean, I'm sitting here looking at this and I'm going, we have been entrusted. The part of the Constitution that says we, the people of the United States, that's an obligation. It's a responsibility. Yes, because self-governance, which is what we do, requires not just self-discipline, but it also requires discharging your obligations to the state.
And a lot of people, self-discipline is a difficult thing for a lot of people, because people don't realize that what you do makes a difference. I said that before. But self-discipline comes to another factor when I want to say that whenever you have to rely on what you do, then you become responsible. And a lot of people can't handle that responsibility or don't have the ability to handle their responsibility responsibly. If that makes sense.
It does. It does. Thanks, man. Good call. 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. There are people, they're going to say that this extreme vetting is unfair, that somehow the people in where? Bulgaria are covered by the same constitution I am. Baloney. You're listening to the Wells Report. This is 660 AM The Answer.
So you walk in to find water on the floor, and now your whole schedule is soaked. Everything stops. School schedules, football practice, ballet lessons. Hey, don't worry. Call the pros you know at Goworth Restoration. We'll get there fast to dry up the water and repair the damage. We know we're not just restoring homes, but we're restoring order to your life too. After all, we don't want to have to answer to that ballet instructor. DowerthRestoration.com. A clean and healthy home begins at Dowerth Rug Cleaning. Over time, rugs can lock away dust, dirt, and allergens, but with our gentle and thorough cleaning process, you get a fresh clean that you can see and feel. Call Dowerth Rug Cleaning today before 5 for same-day pickup. We'll move your furniture and do the heavy lifting for you. Now through May 31st, take $20 off each rug washed with free same-day pickup. DowerthRugCleaning.com.
Warning, if you've recently declared bankruptcy, you're going to want to cover your ears because there's an alternative to bankruptcy and it could be better than you'd ever think possible. But if you've already declared bankruptcy and have missed this opportunity, you'll want to cover your ears now. Here it is. Right now, the company that has resolved more credit card debt than anyone in the U.S. may be able to settle your debt too. You could resolve your debt with one low monthly program payment. If you call right now and qualify, Freedom Debt Relief will show you how low your monthly program payment could be for free. Call now. 1-800-600-1356. That's 1-800-600-1356. If you're struggling with debt, this could be your answer. And the bigger your debt, the more money you could save. To find out for free how much of your hard-earned money Freedom Debt Relief could help you save, call now. 1-800-600-1356. 1-800-600-1356. 1-800-600-1356.
If you're a sleep apnea sufferer who's on the go to your phone. Because if you give us a call right now, you'll be able to try the world's first portable mini CPAP device absolutely risk-free for 10 restful nights. It's the Transcend Mini CPAP, an engineering marvel that's as small as a soda can and weighs less than a pound. Its unique design is so small and so light, you can fit it in your briefcase or purse to use anywhere you go. No more dragging around a big, bulky CPAP. Even better, now you can try Transcend absolutely risk-free for 10 restful nights by calling minicpap.com, 1-800-600-2804. Transcend is FAA compliant too, so you can even sleep comfortably while flying. You can also add a battery pack that's as tiny as a deck of cards. So now you can enjoy the freedom to sleep comfortably anywhere. But don't wait. To receive your 10-night in-home trial, call minicpap.com now. 1-800-600-2804. That's 1-800-600-2804.
Hi, I'm attorney Scott Scamahorn with the Scamahorn Law Firm. Every IRS case is different, but let's talk recent results. A client of ours owed the IRS over $203,000. I negotiated a settlement with the IRS for a total payout of $520 to resolve their case. Another client owed over $360,000. We settled for $1,200. Another owed over $82,000. We settled for $1. That's right, $1. Not every case qualifies for an offer in compromise, but rest assured, if you follow my advice, I will get your case resolved. For nearly 20 years, I've helped Texans like you resolve their IRS problems, and I handle every case personally. Call the Scamahorn Law Firm at 972-441-7388. 972-441-7388, or go to texasirslaw.com. If you have IRS problems, you have legal problems, you need an attorney, you need me, Scott Scamahorn.
Off the Rails Country Music Fest with Miranda Lambert, Jason Aldean,
When lights come on,
Plus, Dirks Bentley, Justin Moore, Turnpike Troubadours, Old Dominion, Tyler Farr, Rodney Atkins, Charlie Daniels Band, and many more. Off the Rails Country Music Fest, May 6th and 7th at Toyota Stadium in Frisco, Texas. Tickets and VIP packages on sale at offtherailsfest.com.
So there you are, working hard and growing your business. You know you've got a great concept and your customers love you, but you need more customers and you're not sure what to do. You know radio works, and you're listening right now, but everyone's talking about digital advertising and you don't want to miss out. Let us help. 660 AM The Answer will spend time with you perfecting your message, and we'll do it by combining the power of radio and digital, because that's what we do. Find out more at 660 AM The Answer and click on Advertise with Us.
660 AM The Answer. 660 AM TheAnswer.com. Now, more of the Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Hoppin' chat room right over there. Hoppin' chat room on the Wells Report on YouTube live events, man. Buzzing tonight. Albert in Fort Worth, welcome to the Wells Report. Thanks for joining us. Hello.
Hello, Mr. Wells.
Hello.
Yes, I just wanted to make maybe a couple points. One is we have we're about $50 billion deficit with Mexico, and we have probably 40, 50 million illegals here, and let's say
not 40 or 50 million, more like 11.
Like I just know that since about 98, they've been saying we have 12 million living in the shadows.
Yeah, but did you also know? No, it's actually less. Yeah, the number of people coming to the United States since Trump took office is down 67%. The illegals, I mean.
My point was that we have about 50 billion or so in deficit with Mexico. Trade deficit.
Yes, $50 billion.
I think that we should go ahead and start deducting, $5,000 for each child in our schools and start billing them.
And build Mexico
from that deficit. Pardon?
And build Mexico. That's actually not a bad idea. Interesting. We are educating your kids.
Methinks that Albert could perhaps be onto something. Let us consider it, shall we?
This is the Wells Report.
My mother always used to say you are what you eat, and she was right. But who knows what's healthy anymore? Here's something. Drink Super Beets. What's Super Beets? Super Beets is a circulation superfood. Just one glass a day helps give you the cardiovascular power of this amazing vegetable. Why is this important to you? It's all about healthy blood flow. If you're over 40, your body may be losing its efficiency around energy, stamina, and even maintaining healthy blood pressure. Drinking good-for-you superfoods helps feed your body's cardiovascular and circulatory system and boosts your stamina and energy at the core level. Professional and college athletes trust Super Beets to help them be their best, and you should too. So do something good for yourself today. Go to superbeets88.com and try Super Beets for yourself. That's superbeets88.com. And right now, you can get an additional 30-day supply of Super Beets for no additional cost with your first order plus free shipping. Go to superbeets88.com today. That's superbeets and the number 88.com. Go to superbeets88.com.
How would you like to flip a contract on a house overnight for a nice profit? Hi, I'm Nick Fertucci. For the last 3 years, my elite team of house flippers have used my unique 3-step flipping system to reduce risk and make money flipping houses. I'm growing my team in your area, and I'm looking for help. I have more cash available than deals right now, and I can show you how to get up to $350,000 of pre-approved real estate funding. That's right, I said it. $350,000 of pre-approved real estate funding, regardless of credit score. Interested candidates, call now and get an inside peek of my flipping system. I'll rush you out a free copy of my Fortunes and Flipping CD kit that will show you how to get in, get out, and get paid when you come join my team.
Call 1-800-615-6017 now to get your free Fortunes and Flipping CD. Call 800-615-6017 now, and you'll also get free tickets to a live training workshop that includes a free meal, free smartwatch, power charger, and USB drive loaded with powerful information as free gifts just for attending. Call 800-615-6017. That's 800-615-6017. Call now.
Are you tired of watching your heating bill skyrocket? There's a new personal heater that will
slash your heating bills. It's from the makers of the original infrared heater, and it's called the Eden Pure Gen 21. Eden Pure infrared heat uses much less energy. It cannot burn or start a fire. Get the lowest price for the Eden Pure Gen 21. Call 1-800-264-4705. That's 800-264-4705. Or online, visit shopedenpure.com to learn more.
This is 660 AM, The Answer. A service of Salem Media Group on the NASDAQ as SALM, KSKY, Baltimore Springs, Dallas, Fort Worth. 660 AM, The Answer.
Fox News Radio, I'm Rich Dennison. The regime of Syrian President Bashar al-Assad accused of using chemical weapons in an attack that killed more than 100. Democratic Senator Dianne Feinstein says President Trump needs to act.
Weigh in with the Syrian leader. And if he's not going to stop it, we need to do something about him.
President Trump calling the attack reprehensible, but also laying blame on the policies of former President Obama. Democrats speaking through the night on the Senate floor expressing opposition to the confirmation of Judge Neil Gorsuch to the Supreme Court. GOP Senator John Thune says Democrats are just bitter over the election.
Democrats are opposing Judge Gorsuch because they're mad that it's not a Democrat president making the nomination.
Democrats vowing to filibuster Friday's vote to confirm Judge Gorsuch. North Korea conducting another ballistic missile test. U.S. officials say that missile landed in the Sea of Japan. Fox News, we report, you decide.
This is 660 AM, The Answer.
This is Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor, and I'd like to invite you to join me for our talk show every Sunday morning. We're actually trying to convert the world to organics. We talk about the natural organic program for farming, ranching, gardening, and pest control. Also, a lot of talk about health issues for animals and people. Hope you can join us for all the fun.
Make sure to tune in to Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor, every Sunday morning from 8 to 11 a.m. right here on 660 a.m. The Answer.
Hey, it's Mark Davis and my friends at Walker Air Conditioning and Heating, and welcome to spring in Texas, where we run our AC every day, which means this news is great from Trane and Walker AC. If you purchase a new Trane qualifying system, you can get a trade allowance of $1,000 or choose 0% financing for 60 months with the Wells Fargo Home Project credit card. See Walker AC and Heating for details. 888-653-0051 for finance details about credit costs and terms. Regular APR $28.99 for newly opened accounts. APR may vary, subject to credit approval. Offer expires 5/31/2017. So spring is here, and that means it's already hot. Could be the best time to have Walker AC and Heating inspect your system to keep it running at peak performance. If your system just needs repair, that's what they'll do. If it's time for a new system from Trane, that's what they'll do. Give them a call. I trust them. I love them. It's my AC company. 972-4-WALKER. 972-4-WALKER or WalkerAC.com. Walker Air Conditioning and Heating and Trane, because it's hard to stop a train. Hey, it's Mark Davis from my friends at Simple Sleep Services. If snoring is a problem in your life, and if it's a problem in your life, it's a problem for everybody in your life. Let's get the simplest, least invasive solution. That's what they did for me at Simple Sleep Services. What you have with Simple Sleep is a way to avoid implants and surgery and the CPAP device by just calling 469-685-1700. 469-685-1700. They're in Dallas and Fort Worth. Insurance covers most folks. It's the Somnodent device. Simple appliance. They make it for you. They did one for me. You take it home, you pop it in, kiss your wife goodnight, and silent night. Absolutely fantastic. This is board certified sleep physician. They have a home sleep study, so you're not in some lab. Call them for more information. 469-685-1700. 469-685-1700. SimpleSleepServices.com. Wonderful people. I'm so glad I met them, and you will be too. 469-685-1700 or SimpleSleepServices.com.
Here's microbiologist Dr. Kim O'Neill talking about balance of nature.
Scientific research has shown that many cancers and lifestyle diseases can be prevented with a diet rich in fruits and vegetables. This prevention comes from the phytochemicals in the plants. They fight against oxidants that damage the cell's DNA, causing mutations that lead to disease. I don't take any supplementation, but I take Balance of Nature because I've seen it in my lab. I've seen the immune response increase. I've seen your DNA repair capacity increase, and I've seen DNA protection, and I know that it works.
Balance of Nature is providing you the best offer they've ever given. 2 free months of fruits and veggies and free shipping. Call now for details. Call 1-800-246-8751. That's 1-800-2468-751 or go online to balanceofnature.com. Use promo code 660AM.
Have you checked your Google search results lately? Search results are usually the first impression that people form of you or your business. So make sure that they create a positive impression with ReputationDefender.com. What the internet says about you can have a big impact on your life and your livelihood, even if it's not true. Fortunately, you can now control how you look online and in online search results with ReputationDefender.com. Call 800-827-5948 now. That's 800-827-5948 for your free reputation analysis. If you have negative material from an ex-employee, upset patient, or former client, newspaper article, legal issue, social media, or other source showing up in your search results, you can combat it with ReputationDefender.com. Our dedicated experts in patented technology can help make your online search results look their best. Call 800-827-5948 to learn more. 800-827-5948. That's 800-827-5948. Or visit ReputationDefender.com.
If you're a business owner, I want you to imagine standing on home plate in front of a sold-out crowd of 50,000 raving fans at a professional baseball game. Then you get the microphone and you have 60 seconds to tell the crowd why they should do business with you. Out of 50,000 people, do you think you might get some new customers? Sure you would. Now imagine you could do that in front of 4 sold-out baseball games. That's 200,000 people. Did you know that's how many people listen to 660 AM The Answer every week? And you have the opportunity to stand in front of the 660 AM The Answer microphone and get 60 seconds to tell our raving fans all about your business. Do you think you'd get new customers if you did that? You bet. The businesses you hear on 660 AM The Answer are knocking it out of the park with new customers. If you're open to seeing how much it costs to advertise your business on 660 AM The Answer, send an email request to advertise@ksky.com. That's advertise@ksky.com. Let's play ball.
You can listen on the go. Find us on iHeartRadio. 660 AM, The Answer. Is anybody out there paying attention to what's going on in this country, in this state, and in this city? We know one man who is. You got questions? He's got answers. This is the Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Our telephone number is 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. USA Today is reporting a suspected chemical weapons attack in Syria today. The attack killed scores of civilians, including children, and drew an international outcry on the eve of global conferences to discuss the future of the beleaguered war-weary nation. The Syrian Observatory for Human Rights, a UK-based monitoring group, said 58 people were killed in the town of Khan Sheikhoun in the northern Idlib province, including 11 children. The death toll is likely to rise. Turkey said it dispatched 30 ambulances to Idlib following chlorine gas attacks in the northwestern province. This, according to the Turkish Anadolu news agency. Syrian opposition health minister Firas Jundi put the death toll at more than 100 civilians, and 500 others, mostly children, were sickened or burned by the gas. I believe this horrible memory will stay with me for the rest of my life, Jundi told CNN. The Syrian anti-government activist group Idlib Media Center published photos of young children receiving medical treatment, and a video showed what appeared to be bodies of children lined up on a blanket. The Syrian government of Bashar al-Assad denied using chemical weapons, but the U.S. and international communities were unconvinced. White House spokesman Sean Spicer said the attack was reprehensible and cannot be ignored by the civilized world. And then Sean Spicer blamed the Obama administration for weakness and irresolution toward Syria. Is that fair? Is that charge fair? 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. Spicer said the Trump administration was assessing what action it would take. I believe that that action should be something massive. Another vicious chemical attack in Syria. How do the Syrian people determine their own future when they're being slaughtered? That from Senator John McCain in a tweet, chairman of the Senate Armed Services Committee. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson said last week that ousting Syrian President Bashar al-Assad's future will be decided by the Syrian people. I would say that the Syrian people are too busy dealing with that, with like chlorine gas and other stuff, to try to mount some kind of a serious offensive against Bashar al-Assad. I think that someone ought to send a group of bad-smelling, rough, hard-hearted thugs into Syria and to grab Bashar al-Assad, line him up in front of a wall, turn on several video cameras, and slaughter his ass. And then disperse all the videos to any despotic idiot who happens to be running a country who believes the people are targets for gas attacks. I think that what they ought to do is they ought to see that video and say, maybe I shouldn't do that. I'm calling on Vladimir Putin, Donald Trump, Angela Merkel, everyone involved in NATO, to get Bashar al-Assad out of Syria, execute him, and throw him into the ocean. We know that we can work with the French and the British and the Germans and the Russians. We know we can do that in a country. We did it with Germany. Let's do it again. Hell, we can even call one of the checkpoints Charlie. Let's quit screwing around. How many more stories of this chemical? I mean, how many times is the civilized world going to let somebody like Bashar al-Assad commit these chemical weapons attacks? I didn't do it. I had nothing to do with it. Bang! He had nothing to do with it, but he was the president. If you're the president and somebody does a chemical attack, we're going to shoot you too. You know, anybody that would gas their own people, really, you don't. What good is diplomacy? What good is sitting down and talking it over? I'm sorry, did you just use a cloud of chlorine to kill a bunch of kids? You know, I don't believe that any problem can be solved at the point of a gun, but this one can. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. David in Dallas, welcome to the Wells Report.
Well, I'm not going to tell you you're wrong, JD, but I'm going to tell you you're not necessarily right in this instance, and this is why. There's too many factions running around over there in Syria, and any one of them could have got this WMD and done it to blame it on the other guys in charge, like we're trying to point to Assad, but it could have been ISIS that did it, that's instigating this kind of thing. The reason I know that they would do something like this, because this is their MO. They're against everybody over there. They don't have any friends. ISIS people don't.
There's
and now
only
they're getting their butt kicked
there's
by
only
Trump,
one
finally.
problem. There's only one problem with all that. The attack was from the air. It was a jet fighter attack. So that sort of leaves out Al Qaeda or ISIS. They don't have an air force. That sort of kind of leaves Bashar al-Assad, the Russians, and the United States. The United States didn't do it. The Russians didn't do it. Bashar al-Assad did it. And so here's what you do. You shoot Bashar al-Assad. You shoot the chairman of the Syrian Joint Chiefs of Staff. You shoot the commanding general of the Syrian Air Force. You shoot the wing commander of the Syrian Air Force unit that dropped the bombs. You shoot the pilot that dropped the bombs. And then you wait. You head right down the chain of command. Nothing is stopping us. Nothing. I want someone to tell Vladimir Putin, who, by the way, welcomed Bashar al-Assad, I think, to the Kremlin, I think it was last week sometimes. He's backing the wrong horse. As a matter of fact, I would say, tell you what, if you can get Bashar al-Assad out of the country in 2 weeks, we won't kill him. How about that? If you want that disgusting SOB in your country, you can have him. But you have 2 weeks or we're going to kill him. And he will say, that would have disastrous consequences. Oh, really, Vladimir? You're going to back up somebody that just gassed his own people. Is that what you're going to say? Is that really your point of view? Well, no. Exactly. Exactly. It's time to quit playing around with this guy. It's time to quit playing around with all these people. The Russian military, they don't need any of this. Stop killing civilians. Somebody needs to tell Bashar al-Assad there's not going to be a country for him to be the president of if he stays one more day. As a matter of fact, he could have left 6 months ago and there still wouldn't be a country for him to be the president of. Nobody's going to be there for him to rule. He's killing all of them. Get him out of there. This is simple. You're saying, now, wait a minute. Now let's talk a little bit about the politics of this. See, the politics of this is what got us into this mess. This is a series of if-then statements. Okay? If you are attacked, defend yourself. If you are seriously attacked by in this case, it was the Arab Spring, defend yourself. If it degenerates into civil war, defend yourself. If you use chemical weapons against your own people in that civil war, that crosses a red line. That's indefensible. And he did it. And nobody did anything about it. John the Stupid Kerry said, well, he could turn in all of his weapons, and he says, fine, I'll turn in all my weapons. Well, apparently he didn't, so he's in violation of that deal. Go shoot the SOB. Shoot him. Have the Russians do it. Vladimir, if you don't do it, we will. He'll get it. He'll understand it. This is the Wells Report.
What if you could have an experience of a lifetime this year, something that goes beyond the mundane and gives you a unique perspective, not a vacation, an opportunity to change your life? Hi, Mike Gallagher here. A timely and important expedition to the Holy Land of Israel awaits you. Make plans now for the Stand with Israel tour happening this fall. Join me on a 9-day trip to Israel that will offer you firsthand insight into Israel's fascinating past and promising future. We'll introduce you to the geopolitical, economic, and security dynamics of a truly remarkable place. Get a behind-the-scenes view into many of the places you've read and heard about all your life, all during Jerusalem's 50th anniversary. The Western Wall, Jerusalem, the Dead Sea, and so much more, with expert guides, important lectures at key sites, all in the comfort and safety of first-class accommodations. Look forward to something special this year. Stand with Israel for the details about this all-inclusive trip happening October 22nd through November the 1st.
Look forward to something special this year. Stand with Israel. For details about this all-inclusive trip happening this fall, visit 660amtheanswer.com.
Hi, folks. I'm Frank Manzeri, owner of Statewide Remodeling. Anyone that owns a home knows that property value has been going straight up. Makes a lot of folks start to think it's time to sell and get a bigger home. But after you do the math, it doesn't make sense, especially if you like the neighborhood you're in. I got a great suggestion for you. How about a room addition or a sunroom from Statewide Remodeling? We've been expanding Texas homes for over 20 years. It's a great place for an exercise room, a media room, a place for the kids to play, or just to relax with a cup of coffee first thing in the morning. We can also do custom room additions if you need an extra bedroom or bathroom. So if you're needing more space, give us a call and we'll schedule a no-cost site inspection and design consultation to see if your property qualifies. If you call now and decide to purchase in celebration of our 23rd year in business, we're offering 23% off the cost of the whole project. And of course, we have 100% financing with payment plans to fit almost every budget. We also offer additional discounts for cash. So the number to call, and call now, is 888-270-7095. That's 888-270-7095, or check us out online anytime at statewideremodeling.com.
Hey, it's Mark Davis from my friends at Patriot Mobile. So Trump won and Republicans control Congress. Great. But it seems like the battles are more intense than ever. What can we do? We can do business with people that share our values and people who donate accordingly. PatriotMobile.com/Mark. PatriotMobile.com/Mark, or 1-800-A-PATRIOT. Big mobile companies, the folks you've probably been doing business with, they donated to Hillary. They donate to the left. You got to cut that out. 1-800-A-PATRIOT or PatriotMobile.com/Mark. Not just talking the talk, walking the walk. 10% off to all military and veterans, first responders, and their families. You get a free Galaxy S5 or a free iPhone 5S. Unlimited talk, text, and data for just $45 a month. For more details, 1-800-A-PATRIOT. They'll waive the activation fee with promo code MARK, or just go to PatriotMobile.com/Mark. 1-800-A-PATRIOT or PatriotMobile.com/Mark. Stand up for what you believe in. PatriotMobile.com/Mark.
Acme Home Insurance.
Yes, I'd like to make a claim.
What are you wanting to claim, sir?
My water heater broke down.
Sorry, but your homeowner's insurance doesn't cover water heater breakdowns.
So what do you cover?
Home damage from things like earthquakes, volcanoes, a zombie apocalypse.
A zombie apocalypse? But that'll never happen.
But if it did, you'd be covered, sir.
But not my water heater?
I'm afraid not.
But his water heater could have been covered with a home warranty from American Home Shield, plus components of 20 other major home systems and appliances, like his electrical system, plumbing, refrigerator, and more. For valuable free information, call 1-800-300-3861. Home insurance can cover what might happen.
Zombies are coming!
But a home warranty helps cover what will happen.
Now the dryer won't work.
Life happens. Have a plan. Get a home warranty from American Home Shield. For valuable free information, call 1-800-300-3861. That's 1-800-300-3861.
1-800-300-3861.
If you're a sleep apnea sufferer who's on the go, go to your phone. Because if you give us a call right now, you'll be able to try the world's first portable mini CPAP device absolutely risk-free for 10 restful nights. It's the Transcend Mini CPAP, an engineering marvel that's as small as a soda can and weighs less than a pound. Its unique design is so small and so light, you can fit it in your briefcase or purse to use anywhere you go. No more dragging around a big, bulky CPAP. Even better, now you can try Transcend absolutely risk-free for 10 restful nights by calling minicpap.com, 1-800-600-2804. Transcend is FAA compliant too, so you can even sleep comfortably while flying. You can also add a battery pack that's as tiny as a deck of cards. So now you can enjoy the freedom to sleep comfortably anywhere. But don't wait. To receive your 10-night in-home trial, call minicpap.com now. 1-800-600-2804. That's 1-800-600-2804.
Dallas, Fort Worth's home for stimulating talk. 660 AM, The Answer. The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. The Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Let me get to Don in Plano. Don, thanks for joining us. Hello.
Hello. I just took a big bite out of my steak fajito taco. Sorry.
That's all right, man. The steak fajita taco is okay. It is approved food on the Wells Report.
Well, cool. I get it at Taco Cabana. I get a military discount.
That's awesome. Who do you serve with? Who do you serve with?
I served with the Navy for 20 years.
God bless your service, man.
Well, thank you.
What did you do? What did you do in the Navy?
I was 4 active and 16 reserve. In reserve, I was in something called Mobile Inshore Underwater Warfare Unit. Woo-hoo! Long name, huh?
I like it.
You looked at things electronically and radar and sonar and blew up things.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah. And listen to things. Listen to things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, my question was, didn't Russia guarantee that they took all the nuclear, all the chemical weapons away?
Yes.
What happened to that?
Apparently, he made more. It's like Doritos. It's like Doritos. They just make more. No,
they can't just have one.
Yeah. Those are Lay's, actually. I'm talking about potato chip just in case. I am talking to a Navy man after all. The the way this works is that, the Soviets were supposed to have taken all the chemical weapons away. But apparently, Bashar stashed a few, which means that Vladimir has a way out because obviously Bashar lied to him.
Oh, they didn't take them all on purpose.
No, they probably actually didn't take any of them, but they told him, don't use these ever again. And either way, Don, this guy's, as to use Navy parlance, screwed the pooch.
Good point.
So he's done. So if this is here's the case. So if Putin is working with Assad, then he has 2 weeks to get him out of the country or we're going to kill him. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we're going to set up Syria just like Germany. And we're going to have an east sector and a west sector, and the NATO and the United States get the west sector, or a north and south is probably better because of the way Syria is oriented. So you have a north sector and a south sector, and you just go in there and you just take over the country, and everybody sort of slows down and relaxes and takes it easy. And when some of these ridiculous rebel guys or ISIS guys come out of the desert and start taking shots at either the Russian infantry or the United States infantry, we slaughter them in place, and pretty soon that'll stop. Then after a while, you just sort of take things easy in Syria.
That'd work for me.
I mean, seriously, and you'd have this wonderful base of operations to go kill ISIS, every last degenerate, rabid savage of them. And you split the expense with Russia. You get to work together with them. I bet you we can kill that ISIS stronghold faster than you can. I bet you can, Tovarishch. I bet we can. No, we will kill them first. You won't do it. We'll get it first. I mean, the Soviet and American Air Forces, could like have ISIS bowling, where you see ISIS formations of fighters on the ground, and what you can do is you can see how many of them you can kill in one pass. And if you get them all in one pass, that's a strike. And if you have to circle back around and get some others, that's a spare. And don't say that stuff hasn't happened, because it has. I just happen to know. Well, Don would know. This is the Wells Report.
Hey, everybody. Mark Davis and my friend Josh Dishong of Josh Dishong Real Estate at Keller Williams. He's my friend, and I'd say that even if he hadn't sold my house. But since he did, I really love him. We're big fans of Josh because he did what others could not. He can do the same for you. Here in 2017, are you sitting in a house that you're trying to sell? Others have tried, but nobody can? Call Josh right now. Get on board with the Josh Dishong system, 972-325-6644, 972-325-6644, or getsold.net, getsold.net. What is that system? He makes you a promise that says, I'm going to talk to you about a price that you can sell this house at and a time frame that makes sense. And if I can't sell that house at that price in that time frame, I, Josh Dishong, will buy that house from you. Either way, you are done. You're at closing. You're clear. You're happy, just like Lisa and I are. We love Josh. Get on board with him today at 972-325-6644, 972-325-6644, or getsold.net.
Hi, I'm Jeff Stewart with Reliant Air Conditioning. Well, it's that time of year again. The AC business is slow, so here come the crazy gimmicks. Right now, you'll hear the warehouse clearance guy, the free furnace guy, and my personal favorite, the guy who's
It's happening. It's time for the Republicans to quit playing around and do something about health care. I have suggested that they repeal every word of Obamacare and then come up with a plan to save Knoxville, Tennessee. You know why? Because Knoxville, Tennessee is going to be the first place in the United States that ends up with zero health care because Obamacare implodes. Because Obamacare imploded there first. Because Obamacare imploded there first. Because Obamacare imploded there first. There's another reason for the Republicans to get on the stick. We'll talk about it next time on the Wells Report.
Yeah, get on the stick.
Mark Davis, it's Wednesday, already halfway through the work week. Thanks very much for letting me come by and say hello. We need to impart on the Republicans the work ethic necessary to A, repeal every word of Obamacare, and B, come up with something to save Knoxville, Tennessee. You see, Knoxville, Tennessee is going to be the first place where Obamacare truly and fully implodes. It's time for the Republicans to quit screwing around and do their job. Don't you think? Let's talk about it later tonight on the Wells Report on 660 AM The Answer.
700-0299.
Terminix 1 to Terminix 2. I've discovered the secret location of the termite colony. I'm moving in.
Roger that. Need backup? We have a team 10,000 strong.
I'm going in alone. Must take termites out before they cause more destruction.
You could be outnumbered 1,000,000 to 1.
At Terminix, we like those odds.
Don't let termites invade your home. Once they start, they are relentless, eating every minute of every day. Termites are never satisfied, so take immediate action. Call Terminix at 1-800-300-4711. As America's leading termite control provider, Terminix will do whatever it takes to stop termites in their tracks with a 100% satisfaction guarantee. Termites never stop trying to get in. Terminix never stops working to keep them out. And if they ever come back, so will Terminix.
Mission accomplished.
Termites reported on Park Street.
Let's go. Not a moment to lose.
For a free termite inspection, call the experts at Terminix, Defenders of Home. 1-800-300-4711. 1-800-300-4711.
30-day money-back guarantee at participating locations.
Here's microbiologist Dr. Tim O'Neill talking about balance of nature.
Scientific research has shown that many cancers and lifestyle diseases can be prevented with a diet rich in fruits and vegetables. This prevention comes from the phytochemicals in the plants. They fight against oxidants that damage the cell's DNA, causing mutations that lead to disease. I don't take any supplementation, but I take Balance of Nature because I've seen it in my lab. I've seen the immune response increase. I've seen your DNA repair capacity increase, and I've seen DNA protection, and I know that it works.
Balance of Nature is providing you the best offer they've ever given. 2 free months of fruits and veggies and free shipping. Call now for details. Call 1-800-2468-751. That's 1-800-2468-751. Or go online to balanceofnature.com. Use promo code 660AM.
Learn a little something at the start of your day. The Mark Davis Show. Mornings 7 to 10 on 660 AM. The Answer. You're hearing tomorrow's front page on the Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Do you know who Marine Le Pen is? Marine Le Pen. She is an amazing woman. She is someone who has been so correct so often that what she has done is she has put herself in a position to become the premier, the prime minister of France. She does it the old-fashioned way, by being French. This is being written by Bloomberg, and for whatever reason, and I don't really understand why, but once again, when it comes to populism and when it comes to national pride, when it comes to deciding that your country is worth defending, something that I attempt to instill, I tried to tonight. I said, how come we don't take better care of our country than we do? The fallback position, in this case from John Follane, who's writing for Bloomberg, is to turn it into some sort of racist ideology, which is wrong. It's unfair and it's wrong. Here's how the article starts. About 100 expected white people are packed into a drab neon-lit hall in southwestern France. Big tricolor flags hang from the walls and above the stage. A navy blue poster carries the election slogan of the candidate who is promising to address their frustrations in the name of the people, Marine, president. Marine Le Pen's potent mix of old-school left-wing economics and diatribes against immigrants resonates in this part of the country and has brought the National Front closer than ever to taking power in France. While the Parisian elite, detached from the day-to-day battle with nationalism, the ruling class in the regional capital of Perpignan has been battling to keep its voters away from extremists for decades. The front, the National Front, is spreading, Mayor Jean-Paul Pujol said in an interview. There are districts in the north of Perpignan which are used to be communist, and now they're voting for the front because they worry about immigration. Le Pen is likely to enter the presidential runoff May 7th as the outsider to be France's next leader, but the steady buildup of her support is testing the safeguards that have kept extremists from the power in the Fifth Republic for almost 60 years. They're saying she's an extremist. She's not. She's a French patriot. She cares about France. She believes that France is not some spittoon for anybody that happens to be traveling through. Sort of like how I feel about America. Pujol predicts that French voters will unite around a mainstream candidate in the presidential runoff to prevent the National Front from winning power, just as they did in 2002. In the 2015 regional elections and his own battle for Perpignan City Hall in 2014. But each time the establishment parties cooperate to keep the populists out, they feed the narrative of an elitist plot against the people, and more support shifts to Le Pen. Only Le Pen will close the borders, so we don't get foreigners coming in, said Rosie Lamiel, a 59-year-old laundress at a retirement home. The other parties have let the city go to the dogs. In 2014, National Front candidate Louis Alliot led the first round of voting in Perpignan with 34%, making it the only large city in France where the Front came out on top. In the first round of the presidential vote, April 23rd, Le Pen could get as much as 40%, according to Pujol, 67. Pujol only won the runoff against Alliot, who was also Le Pen's partner, after the socialist candidate withdrew, maximizing the chances of keeping the Front out. See, this would be like Donald Trump having his own party and having the Republicans and the Democrats, both of which have failed us, openly uniting to defeat Donald Trump. The only reason that Donald Trump is the president of the United States is because the Republican Party could not officially and publicly join forces with Democrats to defeat him. Now, were there conversations along that line? You bet there were. I'm sure that those conversations are going on. You know, what's his name? From Fox News. The news commentator, the liberal. Juan Williams. Thank you.
Friends of the Wells Report.
Friend of the Wells Report, Juan Williams. We had him on. He makes more sense on this show than he does at Fox. What the hell? Anyway, it's the effect I have on him, I'm sure. But Juan Williams said that the possibility that Trump is going to get impeached is looking better all the time. Is that because Democrats are getting stronger politically, or is it because Republicans are getting ready to commit an act of treachery which will end their party forever? Or is it just Juan Williams getting it wrong? It's possible. Anyway, the point of the matter is this. The people of France are unhappy with the government of France. Nothing new in that. But the people of France need to, yes, indeed, stand up and take these parties out. It happened in the United States. It can happen in France. Now, it takes longer for the French people to react because, I mean, you got to understand, I mean, they've been doing basically the same things for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. There has always been a French. There's always been a France. There will always be a France. But they better start taking care of it. And that's what Marine Le Pen is saying. And that's what she wants to do. But they are doing their absolute dead level best. Most of the mainstream politicians in France to try to defeat her. And I don't know that they're going to be able to do it. So like I said, they're going to vote in southern France, the south of France. And Marine Le Pen is either going to win or not. But I would suspect that the National Front is probably going to do pretty well. And so she'll be in the game. The next stage is an initiative to revive the medieval Saint Jacques area where a crane towers above the jumble of narrow alleys, inhabited mainly by North Africans and Roma. Workmen there are fitting out Perpignan University's new law faculty where 500 students will attend classes this fall, moving from the school's base on the edge of the city. We are bringing one of Europe's oldest universities back to one of France's poorest neighborhoods. Amiel insists that it's concrete projects to change the lives of local communities that will stop the populists rather than hand-wringing at their sometimes unpalatable views. The thing about what's unpalatable? protect France. Amid the derelict buildings of Saint-Jacques, where the city reckons some 80% of people are out of work, 80%. Local shopkeepers are looking forward to the university's arrival. It's a success for the city, a defeat for the National Front, said Moroccan-born Aziz Sabayoui. He's 45. He runs a nearby cafe and heads the local shopkeepers association. We're working to welcome the students with open arms. We'll do student prices in the shops near the faculty. Longer-term success, not so sure, though. Perpignan ultimately needs new jobs if the mayor's efforts to knit the city's different communities are to succeed. He's betting on initiatives like the Techno Sud Business Park south of the city, which combines France's only school for engineers in the renewable energy industry, alongside businesses working in new energy technology. If only it worked. If only it worked. Growth is the only card in which we can beat the front. André Joffre, a 62-year-old chief executive officer of a solar energy firm, Texol, who is backing the independent Emmanuel Macron for president. While this year's election may come too soon for Le Pen and the front, it may nevertheless mark another step in the emergence. Le Pen has eroded the stigma of racist and anti-Semitism that once placed a limit on the party's support, and polls show that almost half the electorate is now prepared to considering voting for her. The glass ceiling no longer exists. We don't have the dad Jean-Marie scaring everyone. It's time to it's telling that people call his daughter simply Marine. They feel close to her. Politics works when it works, but it always deteriorates. It always deteriorates, and there is always suffering and chaos. The United States of America has just gotten through one of those periods. It started with a financial mess from the president before Obama. That financial mess was the recovery from it was slowed down by big government projects and big government spending that left the private sector with nothing to do. Donald Trump showed up, started running. People actually said he can't possibly win. Then all of a sudden he won. And people said, wait a minute, is he going to do what he said he was going to do? In that case, maybe I should start preparing to ramp up my business. And so the recovery is on. But what ends up happening is that politicians very rarely serve the public. Politicians serve themselves. And in the politicians serving themselves, the people suffer. The politicians are responsible for opening France's borders to people that would like to see the country destroyed. It's no more simple than that. Why would you open your borders to people who want to destroy your country? It is demonstrated. Why would you do that? Well, because you're a politician. That's why. Politicians don't know what to do. They only know what to change. They don't know whether or not what was there before was working. President Obama took a look at the most successful country in the history of the human endeavor and said that it was in need of fundamental change. Really? Why? What fundamental change do you impose on the greatest country on the planet? And you say, well, President Obama didn't think it was the greatest country on the planet. And I would say to you, why didn't he think that? Especially since it was demonstrably true. And so in France, it's the same way. Multiculturalism. We don't want to be French. We want to be everything. And so if you're everything, you're nothing, right? That's right. The political elites in France are going to lose this. Marine Le Pen is going to win because the people are French. They're not multicultural. This is the Wells Report.
Hey, it's Mark Davis. So, how's the Trump presidency working out for everybody so far?
Every presidency gets a first wave of serious reviews after the first 100 days, so we thought we would do that at a great event. And you're invited. Hi, I'm John David Wells, and we want to welcome you to President Trump, the first 100 days.
Brought to you by Southwest Office Systems and 660 AM The Answer, Tuesday night, April 18th, the Eisman Center in Richardson. JD and I welcome our network buddy Mike Gallagher and special guest Senator Ted Cruz.
Tickets start at just $19. Backstage VIP at $135.
Tickets on sale now at 660amtheanswer.com. We'll be looking for you Tuesday, April 18th at the Eisman Center in Richardson.
President Trump, the first 100 days. Join Mark Davis and me, John David Wells, along with Mike Gallagher and Senator Ted Cruz. Get your tickets right now at 660amtheanswer.com.
660 AM The Answer and Southwest Office Systems present President Trump, the first 100 days, made possible by our national tour sponsor, MyPillow. Visit MyPillow.com and type in discount code 100 days to buy the most comfortable pillow you'll ever own.
Hey, it's Hudson. I've had so much success with soda weight loss. My friend Darla is on the program. Darla, tell them about what's going on with you.
Oh my goodness. For me, soda was a life changer. I have been fighting with that 15 pounds for literally almost 10 years since my last baby was born. And now it was easy. They weighed me. They showed me what my body was like. They told me what would work for me. And within weeks, it's gone. In the past, when I had big things coming up where I was really nervous about how I was going to look and the clothes that were going to fit me, eat a little here, not eat, skip meals, finally get to almost where I needed to be, still felt pudgy. This time I didn't do any of that. I ate the proteins they gave me, and truly it's worked all the way around. Soda has changed my life.
Call and schedule an appointment today. 1-800-800-5080. 1-800-800-5080. Always online, SOTAweightloss.com. And find out for yourself why soda is state of the art.
State of the art. Woohoo!
Have you ever thought you'd like to flip houses but didn't know how or where to get the money? Are you ready to be your own boss so you can start living the good life? Hi, I'm Preston Ely. I used to be so broke. I had my electricity turned off 9 times, but I figured out a way to quit my job and find financial freedom in real estate. For a limited time, I want to send you a free copy of my smash hit selling book, How to Get Rich in Real Estate. It shows you how to copy exactly what I did so you can make money from the comfort of your own home without even doing any manual labor. I've already given away 5,000 books and they're going fast. To get one before they're gone, call 1-800-500-4309. Listen, if you're sick and tired of stressing about money, this book could change your life. It's short, fun to read, easy to understand, and awesome. To find out how to get your free book while supplies last, call 1-800-500-4309. Call 1-800-500-4309. 1-800-500-4309.
Do you have low back or neck pain? Does it run down your arms or your legs? Do you have a bulging or herniated disc degeneration, or spinal arthritis? Even worse, have you been told you need back surgery or injections? If you answered yes, then please listen to what I have to say. My name is Dr. Chad Vines, DC, at Genesis Back and Neck, and I use the most advanced spinal decompression system available, the DRX 9000, to correct back problems just like yours. We don't use addictive drugs, and we don't use any type of dangerous invasive surgery for these problems. Spinal decompression is safe, FDA cleared, and it's not painful, and has about an 86% success rate. We accept most insurances, and your first visit will be be at no charge. You will sit down and visit with me personally until I've answered all of your questions. And if you're a candidate for decompression, you can try out the treatment all at no charge to you. So if you're ready to not hurt anymore and don't want to have surgery, call me at 817-328-1922. That's 817-328-1922 or online at mylowback.com.
For life's aches and pains, choose Blue Emu Continuous Pain Relief Spray. It works fast and it's easy to use. Designed to work odor-free in all those remote areas. It works here. It's odor-free here. It works here. Blue Emu Continuous Pain Relief Spray. Fast-acting, easy-to-use, odor-free pain relief for all those remote areas. Available at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and other fine retailers.
Chris Tomlin presents Worship Night in America. Chris Tomlin, Big Daddy Weave, Phil Wickham, Zach Williams, Mosaic MSC, and speaker Jason Barton. Don't miss this amazing night as the church joins together. An awakening event from the Awakening Foundation.
Coming April 21st and April 22nd to Verizon Theater at Grand Prairie. On sale now. Get your tickets at AXS.com.
Listen to us live on iHeartRadio, 660 AM. The Answer. Isn't thinking so much more fun than getting yelled at? The Wells Report on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Our telephone number is 866-660-5759. America has the far and away biggest economy on earth. Nobody is even close. Gross domestic product of any country is a huge, huge number. Even a small country, the GDP, if it's being handled properly, is a big, big number. I don't know exactly what the GDP of Mexico is. But Mexico, because of violence, lost 18% of its gross domestic product last year. That's about 25,000 pesos or $1,335 per person. That's a lot of money. When you start thinking about how much money is involved in the cartels and the drugs and the shootings and the killings, the death and the slaughtered politicians, you start thinking about that. It makes you wonder, how long will the Mexican people put up with this? The executive producer of the Wells Report is Vicki Steifer. Technical director, conductor of the Wells Report Orchestra is Magic Matt Swinney. My name is John David Wells. God bless you and yours. See you tomorrow for another edition of the Wells Report.
Hey, it's Mark Davis with my friends at Walker Air Conditioning and Heating, and welcome to spring in Texas, where we run our AC every day, which means this news is great from Trane and Walker AC. If you purchase a new Trane qualifying system, you can get a trade allowance of $1,000 or choose 0% financing for 60 months with the Wells Fargo Home Project credit card. See Walker AC and Heating for details. 888-653-0051 for finance details about credit costs and terms. Regular APR $28.99 for newly open accounts. APR may vary, subject to credit approval. Offer expires 5/31/2017. So spring is here, and that means it's already hot. Could be the best time to have Walker AC and Heating inspect your system to keep it running at peak performance. If your system just needs repair, that's what they'll do. If it's time for a new system from Trane, that's what they'll do. Give them a call. I trust them. I love them. It's my AC company. 972-4-WALKER. 972, the number 4-WALKER, or WalkerAC.com. Walker Air Conditioning and Heating and Trane, because it's hard to stop a train.
Hi, folks. I'm Frank Manzeri, owner of Statewide Remodeling. I keep talking about high-tech bath remodeling, and the phone keeps ringing with homeowners wanting more information. 90% of all bath remodelers use sand grout. It's sand, cement, and water. We know it's the first thing that fails in the wet area of your bathroom. It cracks with the least bit of movement. It grows mold and mildew, and when you try to clean it, you're just wearing it down. Statewide uses a proprietary product that has 4 main ingredients: Microban, which eliminates mold and mildew; latex for flexibility; Kevlar for strength; and a built-in sealant. We guarantee our grout for as long as you own your home. So when you think you're getting a great deal from the 2 guys in the truck you hired to do your remodel, I suggest you start saving up for when you'll have to do it again. Or you can call Statewide Remodeling and get it done right the first time. We offer 100% financing, and if you call for your free design consultation now, celebrate our 23rd year in business, we're giving 23% off the price of the project. The number to call is 888-270-7095. That's 888-270-7095, or anytime online at statewideremodeling.com.
Ready to replace that lumpy old mattress? This time make it a Sovereign European mattress system. What you'll find is a healthier, more durable, more comfortable mattress at a very reasonable price. How reasonable? King-size mattresses start at $2,300, and with 0% interest for 12 months, that's about $6 a day. Priced below all those premium mattresses on the market, and even though you're getting a better bed, you're not paying more for it. Sovereign European Sleep Systems in Dallas and South Lake. Learn more at sovn.com.
This is 660 AM, The Answer. A service of Salem Media Group on the NASDAQ as SALM, KSKY, Baltimore Springs, Dallas, Fort Worth. 660 AM, The Answer.
Fox News Radio, I'm Rich Dennison. Democrats are still on the floor of the Senate expressing opposition to the confirmation of Judge Neil Gorsuch to the Supreme Court. Earlier in the day, Senator Tammy Duckworth said the judge was evasive during his confirmation hearing.
I can't vote for a nominee with so many questions left unanswered.
Republicans like Senator Ted Cruz say Democrats are catering to their base and not looking solely at the judge's qualifications.
Their base demands total war, total obstruction, and they are begrudgingly bowing to this demand.
The GOP is prepared to lower the number of votes needed to confirm Judge Gorsuch if Democrats attempt a filibuster. North Korea has conducted another ballistic missile test. U.S. officials say the missile landed in the Sea of Japan. This launch comes as South Korea and U.S. troops conduct annual military drills that Pyongyang views as an invasion rehearsal. Fox News, we report, you decide.
660 AM, The Answer.
Hey, it's Mark Davis. So, how's the Trump presidency working out for everybody so far?
Every presidency gets a first wave of serious reviews after the first 100 days, so we thought we would do that at a great event. And you're invited. Hi, I'm John David Wells, and we want to welcome you to President Trump, the first 100 days.
Brought to you by Southwest Office Systems and 660 AM The Answer, Tuesday night, April 18th, the Eisman Center in Richardson. JD and I welcome our network buddy Mike Gallagher and special guest Senator Ted Cruz.
Tickets start at just $19. Backstage VIP at $135.
Tickets on sale now at 660amtheanswer.com. We'll be looking for you Tuesday, April 18th at the Eisman Center in Richardson.
President Trump, the first 100 days. Join Mark Davis and me, John David Wells, along with Mike Gallagher and Senator Ted Cruz. Get your tickets right now at 660amtheanswer.com.
660 AM The Answer and Southwest Office Systems present President Trump, the first 100 days, made possible by our national tour sponsor, MyPillow. Visit MyPillow.com and type in discount code 100 days to buy the most comfortable pillow you'll ever own.
Contests are open to legal residents of the continental United States 18 years of age or older unless otherwise specified, except employees, their parent, affiliate, subsidiary, or successor companies, advertising and promotion agencies, contest prize suppliers, participating advertisers, sponsors, and immediate family members of anyone so employed. Contest entries must include entrant's name, address, and daytime and evening telephone numbers. When individual contests require, birth date will also have to be included. One winner per household. Listeners can only win one contest, including but not limited to phone-in, email, internet, or postal entry once every 60 days. In the event of contest requiring telephone or fax entries, sponsors are not responsible for the inability of caller to complete the call within specified time, whether due to telephone equipment malfunctions, disconnections, busy lines, or other circumstances. Only calls to the designated telephone number will be eligible to win. In the event